welcome to the stream. How's it going, everybody? Honto, good to see you. How's it going, man? Alright, so well, we are living in a post-Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or post-Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 world. And that means we gotta go back to some original Final Fantasy VII. Not Lord of the Rings tonight, maybe next time. Yeah, I've been sort of putting this off so I could finish up some Tomb Raider and get into some other things, but yeah, we're gonna check this out. Last time we played this game was, boy, like 4 years ago. I remember saying it sometime back when I was streaming that, but this is gonna be like the longest playthrough, the longest time it ever takes me to do a playthrough for like any game. So yeah, I think I did like maybe 4 streams of it, and then we got through the Midgar section. So basically what we're doing is we're playing the game through where the remakes are at. So the first remake that came out in 2020 ended right after they got out of Midgar, so that's where we're going to pick up, because that's where the new game picks up. And I still haven't decided where I want to finish, but I think maybe I need to look at it again to see what the events are like. But I'm thinking maybe we get to City of the Ancients. If there was like a lot of content, because I feel like they skipped a lot of content from the Temple of the Ancients and then right to the City of the Ancients. I feel like if there's going to be like a bunch of content in between those two sections of the game, I might just stop at the Temple of the Ancients, because they did kind of jump up quite a bit, but we'll see how it goes. I would still need to look at it, but we'll find out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to start things up here. And I think last time I streamed this game, we did it off of the PS3. Now we are going to do it off of the original PlayStation. Well, PlayStation 2, but it should play like the original PlayStation, I believe. Get rid of that text at the top there. It's just data showing what the screen resolution is at, I believe. Alright. Actually, this will give me an opportunity, hold on, where I can possibly fix this a little bit. Looks like we're slightly off kilter with the cropping here, so I'm gonna up that maybe. Maybe 75, alright. That looks a little better. Doing well, just got your best blood pressure readings. See, we're diagnosed with high blood pressure. Okay. Well, that's good. Keeping it down. I have... Well, my grandfather deals with high blood pressure. He has all his life. I don't know exactly what he does to combat that, but hopefully it's nothing too strenuous, obviously. Nothing that changes up your lifestyle too much. Oh, I was getting scared for a second that the memory card wasn't working. Alright, here we go. I don't remember exactly. This is kind of a different save. Well, kind of. It is. It's a completely different save file from the one that we left off last time. I think everything should mostly be intact. However, yeah, I was just wanting to do this off of an original console instead of doing it through the backwards compatibility. My thing, too, also is because I don't think I have the save files from that time I played, because I did switch out my PS3s, and granted, I did change over the hard drive from the old one to the new one, but I don't think there's like a bunch of stuff that didn't carry over that wasn't just like the game files. So I think maybe we're kind of out of luck if we wanted to go play that particular version that I was doing last time. Alright, right into it. Nobody's got any, like, ice, or, not ice, electric magic, thunder. Yeah, let's use that healing wind, thanks. Gotta get Aerith's limit breaks up fairly quickly compared to some of the other characters. You know what? Hold on. Everybody's at limit break. I wonder if somebody has the enemy skill materia, because I think we had that, I think that match or magic thing that they use is actually a skill we could use. Solidus gives you high blood pressure because they lurk in the shadows ready to ban you. He's pretty, yeah, he's got his finger on the trigger when it comes to people acting up. He'll scope out those bots or people being weird. Sometimes he'll ask if, he'll ask permission before he, pulls the trigger on banning someone, but usually he's got a pretty good sense about it. I'm gonna heal just in case we get into just one more battle, who knows. Ah, that classic music. But yeah, it's kind of a blast from the past. I haven't really played this game fully. I mean, last time I did actually stream this game. I never uploaded any of those streams up to YouTube, so there's no record of it, unfortunately. But I played this game and streamed it off of the PC version, which was slightly modified. That was like right around the time where upscaling just started becoming a thing. That was like the mid to late 2010s. And there were modding teams that were upscaling the backgrounds, and they were taking forever with it. They had only probably the Midgar portion of the game done, and that alone took like a year or something since they started the project. There were some like upgraded models and stuff as well, so I mean it was kind of cool to go through and see that kind of stuff, but definitely incomplete at the time. And you know, by the time we were on disc 2, we had sort of like superseded all the upgrades except for the player models. So it's been a while since I've actually played this, and been even longer since I've, I think, beaten it, because I don't think we ever finished that particular stream. So this is Kalm. I wonder if everyone's there already. Let's hurry over to the inn. Get over here. Alright. No need to shout, Barrett. So the towns in, you know, the original are going to be very quaint, very small. You can kind of tell there's like these castle walls around it. You don't get a sense that this place is much bigger than what consensual bans. Well, sometimes they'll ask, because sometimes people will be weird. And I generally have a policy, if like somebody's trying to start shit, I'll usually just talk back at them. Because it's better that way, because if you end up banning somebody, then they might come back and, you know, on an alt and start like really messing shit up. So I usually like to just confront people if they're being weird, as opposed to just outright banning them. But Solidus knows what to do. Hey, what's up, Zara? Yeah, we're doing the original. I was explaining it earlier when I was just starting the stream, but we did this back in 2020 for whatever the remakes cover. We are going to play the original up to that point that they got to. Stay out of the kitchen. Alright. Me? I used to work in a coal mine down south called Mithril Mine. But right around then, monsters started appearing. After that, business went to pot, and now I spend the days here drinking. Why is it so blurry, like in the middle? It's like the blur, like very a blur, Gaussian blur effect in the center there. I heard Terra has bombed the Midgar reactor. There sure have been a lot of dangerous accidents recently. I hate it. I just hate it. Check it in, I gotcha. Seems there was a group called Avalanche running around, but I guess they finally got wiped out by Soldier. Oh? that what you really believe? There's a couple things here in Kalm that, let's see. Is it true that Shinra made a monster? It's true. Yeah, well, either way, as long as we're using the reactor, we can't stand up to Shinra. But this is, I think this is where we get, like, the book that, or maybe even the materia, I forget. There's, like, this, is this the guy? Let me see. I got my health and enough to eat, all's well. I don't know. But there's somebody here that we need to collect items from, and they actually help us fight some of the optional weapon bosses, so... Probably gonna be coming back to this place at some point, if I even go that far. I think last time I streamed this game, we ended up doing the weapon battles. But... It was, it's a bit of a rough experience at times. Alright. Items, you say? Actually, hypers, they cure sadness, but I think they also, like, make your limit breaks exceed faster. So, might be handy to have one of those on hand, perhaps for a boss battle or something. See what kind of materia they got. Earth? That's a new one. Sense heal. Probably get that for Aerith. I'll just get one of the ones we don't have. New weapons. Unlike what we did in Rebirth, I'm probably going to be swapping out weapons pretty frequently. I'll get this mithril saber right now. I don't remember what the cannonball is. These things don't have, like, descriptions attached to them, do they? Full metal staff, throw claw, cannonball. I think the cannonball, I don't remember if that was the one. Some weapons for Barret are strictly close range, which kind of sucks. So I tend not to go for those. I think that might be what the cannonball is, but I guess we'll find out. There's a suspicious-looking man in a black cloak. He was carrying a wicked-looking sword. Wicked! I haven't played these games in forever, so I don't even remember what else is around here. Peacemaker, isn't that, Hold on. I think that's a weapon. Yeah, it is. It's a gun. That means it's for Vincent. I would assume it would have to be decent. I don't know. I guess it's freely obtained, so maybe it isn't, but it's kind of weird to get it this early. There's a section in the Midgar area. I must have talked about it all those years ago when we streamed it, but when you're in the Midgar headquarters, you can look around some lockers, and there's like a megaphone in there, and you're like, huh, don't need this. He took the gun, but he didn't take the megaphone. I guess I'd rather have a gun than a megaphone too, but the megaphone obviously is, I think it's even the final weapon, or what, close to it, for Kate Sith, so can't get it early. When I grow up, I'm going to be a soldier. That's why I'm training hard now. My elder brother's so stupid. He's so embarrassing, I could just puke. Okay.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
Did you say you came from Midgar? I used to live there too, but I hear they got lots of troubles lately. Ain't that the truth? Locked. Can't open it. I don't think we ever can either. It doesn't look like a chest that is openable. Part of the background. Thanks to Mako Energy, life's pretty darn convenient, thanks to Shinra. Don't you think? You're full of it. But I'd hate to think of what life would be like without Mako Energy. Just insulted that woman to her face. She didn't seem to mind all that much. Mako energy's made things a lot more convenient, but seems like a lot of plants and animals have been disappearing at a rapid pace. I think the old life was better. Don't you think so? Yeah, maybe. I should have just disagreed. Yeah, sure, I'm right. You think so, don't you? Yeah, I just said yes. This game wasn't like really big on hidden little items. Every once in a while you could kind of scan around the place and pick something up, but it didn't happen too often. I think last time that was available, at least with this playthrough, was the kid's dresser. Somewhere in the slums. There was like 5 gil that he had stowed away in a shelf in between the shelves of his dresser. And it was like you could take it, but then I don't see why that would benefit you. I heard President Shinra was killed, and his son Rufus, the new president, was badly hurt. Hey, I bet that's news to you. Hey, you're pretty clued. Don't care. This is just between us. I heard it was their Ava columns that attacked the President Shinra and his son. The famous floating city, Midgar. Just once, I'd love to see it in person. I don't think it's that far away. You could probably take a few steps outside of Kalm and see it. I'm just like walking to the rooms or what? Mr. Cloud? Your party's waiting for you on the 2nd floor. The marker is so unsightly, I think I'm going to take that off. I like to use it for like dungeons and stuff just to make sure I know where I'm going and see exits, but I don't know, it doesn't look that great. Cloud, you're late. Sorry, I was shopping. Yo man, you're late. Sorry to keep you waiting. Guess everyone's here now. So let's hear your story. You know, the one about Sephiroth and the crisis facing the planet? Let's hear it all. I don't know. I used to want to be like Sephiroth, so I joined Soldier. After working with Sephiroth on several missions, we became friends. You call that a friend? Yeah, well, he's older than me, and he hardly ever talked about himself. So I guess you'd call him a war buddy. We trusted each other. Until one day... One day? Yeah. Get into it, Aerith. After the war, it was Soldier's duty to put down any resistance against the Shinra. That was 5 years ago. I was 16. That's where you learn that he's only 21. I guess it does say in the manual all their ages. Sure is raining hard. Hey, how you doing? I'm alright. I wouldn't know. I've never had motion sickness. Everything okay? Stop being so damn nosy. Hey. Settle down. They gave me some new materia. Can't wait to use it. Just like a kid. You gonna brief us about the mission? This isn't a typical mission. Good. Why do you say that? I joined Soldiers so I could be like you. By the time I made first class, the war was already over. My big hopes of becoming a hero like you ended with the war. That's why I always sign up whenever there's a big mission. Kind of a way to prove myself. Say, how do you feel, Mr. Sephiroth? I thought you wanted a briefing. Our mission is to investigate an old Mako reactor. There have been reports of it malfunctioning and producing brutal creatures. First, we will dispose of those creatures, then we'll locate the problem and neutralize it. Brutal creatures? Where? The Mako reactor at Nibelheim. Nibelheim? That's where I'm from. Congratulations. Hometown. Sir, something strange just crashed into our truck. be our monster? Ah, the dragon. See, they recreated this in Rebirth, but they turned them into like frogs or something. Not this gigantic dragon. If this thing, yeah. If this thing attacks me, I'm dead. And basically any attacks towards me equals death. Ah, well. The bell tolls. Sephiroth's strength is unreal. He's far stronger in reality than any story you might have heard about him. So, where do you come in? I was just getting my ass handed to me by a dragon. That's where I came in. Me? I was mesmerized by the way Sephiroth fought. Tifa just keeping silent. And then we reached Nibelheim. How does it feel? It's your first time back to your hometown in a long time, right? So, how does it feel? I wouldn't know because I don't have a hometown. Some melodramatic. How about your parents? My mother is Jenova. She died right after she gave birth to me. The father. So funny.
Well, I don't think it's funny.
Everybody yucking it up. Hilarious.
No, dude, no fucking way. Dude.
What does it matter? All right, let's go. Oh, I'm in control now. Psst. You keep wandering around here and you'll get in trouble. I don't care, I'm soldier, first class. It's so boring being on watch. You want to do what we always do? Just sit tight. It's your job, right? What do we always do? Shall we practice? Practice? Oh, you mean practice my pose. Does someone in Soldier always have to be careful about what other people think? How did it go? Oh, just their like idle stance. Was it like this? Good job. I really don't want to be in Soldier. Yeah, it's the stance that Cloud always makes. The Mako smell is pretty bad here. Ugh, stinky. Yo, wait a minute. Isn't that, the name of Sephiroth's mother? I don't know. What you thinking, Barrett? I remember Jenova. That's a damn headless spook living in the Shinra building. That's right. Barrett, would you please let us hear what Cloud has to say? You can ask questions later. Tifa, I was only... Okay, Cloud, continue. It's all downtrodden. It's a reunion of childhood pals. I was really surprised with Tifa. The town was quiet. Everyone must be staying in their houses, afraid to come out because of the monsters. No, maybe they're afraid of us. We leave for the reactor at dawn. Make sure you get to sleep early. Okay, Mom. All we need is one lookout, so you others get some rest. Oh, that's right. You may visit your family and friends. Good. Glad we needed Sephiroth's permission for that. I heard Sephiroth was coming and got my camera ready. I want a shot of Sephiroth and a monster. Take my picture. I don't take pictures with nobodies. Man, I'm so nervous. How come? You look like, look, you never know when a monster's gonna show up, right? I guess. Nibelheim also feels like they expanded the town in a rebirth by about like 3 or 4 times its size. Oh, you're with the Shinra? Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry, it's you, Cloud. I didn't recognize you. Hello. Shinra? Shinra? That's the Chinese knockoff. Soldier? Salsa? Are you going to kill the monsters? Are you going to? Yeah, maybe. You stop pestering me about it. Doesn't really matter. I think looking at other people's houses and stuff. But it's fun to look around, I guess. Cloud? Did you go into my house? Yeah. I thought you might be home. Dusted his pants off. Swathed up his hair. Alright, we did this in Rebirth. We gotta go do it here, too. Time to dig through the underwear drawers. Cloud? Did you go into my room? Yeah. Did you play my piano? Yeah, I jammed on it. Now, how did this go? I don't know, I forget. Trying to think. How does Tifa's theme go? Yeah, I think I got the first 2 notes. Ah, there's 3. Wait. Oh, nah, alright. I almost had it. It's bugging me. Alright, whatever. I'm sure you could play some beautiful songs. You failed all the piano QTs in Rebirth. You're very proud of that. That first one I did, I know how you feel, because the very first one I did on stream, and I'm like, how hard could it be? And it was the absolute most god-awful disaster. And it was like an actual quest, too, where it was that one where, like, Madam M was there, and she was like, I will give you a hand massage to make you play better. And I played, like, absolute shit. And then, like, the smattering of applause at the end. Wow, what an avant-garde take. It was hilarious. But yeah, it was... I did almost all of them. No, I did do all of them. I did all of them except for the very last one. Like off stream, which was like the battle theme music. That was out of my league. Although, to be fair, to myself, I did not attempt it more than twice. So I don't know. maybe it's something you get used to. But yeah, they were it was a little hard minigame at times. The letter. Did you read it? My letter? Yeah. You remember what it said? I remember clearly. I read it. It was a letter addressed to Tifa from the son of the guy that runs the general store. Tifa, how are you? I just arrived in Midgar 8 days ago. Yesterday all of Nibelheim got together to welcome me. The only person that we couldn't get a hold of was Cloud. But everyone said he wasn't really that close to us, so even if we asked, he probably wouldn't have come anyway. Well, enough about him. Midgar is really something. But to tell you the truth, I feel so behind on everything. Oh, I accidentally pressed the button. Even the rooms of people in the slums are clean. Oh, I doubt that. I don't know about that. Right now I'm living in the slums, but I plan to move into a really nice room, like the ones I've seen in the magazines once I make some money. But to do that, I guess I have to find a job first. That's right, I still haven't found a job yet. I lied to my parents and told them I found a great job with Shinra Incorporated. I wonder if it's too late to go back. Sometimes I think I should have taken over my parents' store. Cloud, do you remember all of it? Yeah, I remember all of it. Because there was some stuff about me. I just made it hit her Midgar, but all I think about is Nibelheim. Hey Tifa, is that stupid old water tower still working? Is the old man at the inn doing well? Are my parents still at the shop every day? Have any monsters attacked? And most of all, how are you, Tifa? Feels like I haven't seen you for years. We were talking all about you last night. Everyone likes you, but because everyone idolizes you, I couldn't very well stab them in the back. I always acted cool, but actually I was just afraid of being jilted. Wow, if I keep writing like this will become a love letter. So I think I'll stop here. Take care, I'll write again. P.S. Write me back, okay? It's kind of like not that great to... I mean, he remembers everything, so that's good. But like, it's kind of a shitty thing to do in front of somebody and then tell everybody about it. But we're in the interest of getting all the content there is to get here, so we got to do it. Oh, you know what? I probably should have taken a look at the relationship guide, because there was a handful of things that we probably needed to do in order to build up our points. I think I'm aiming for the Barrett date at the Golden Saucer, so we'll see how well that goes over. But let me pull that up. Hopefully it doesn't do the remake one. Okay. The one at the wiki was probably the most handy because it had listed like everything in chronological order as to how it happened. Okay. Well, actually the first one I think is after the story. It says when Barrett leaves the inn and asks for Cloud to get a move on. Look at that. There was the one with the woman talking about the Mako and how convenient it is. So I already got 2 points with Barrett by telling her she's full of it. And then 2 points with Barrett by agreeing with the kid. So that's good. I think I've been doing everything right so far. There actually isn't any relationship boosts until I think after the story plays out. So anyway, we're digging through Tifa's drawers and we got her drawers. Her orthopedic underwear. Cloud! It's true. Cloud, we're talking about something really important here. God damn it, Tifa, I need to go over everything, otherwise I might miss something. Cloud is one of those people that has to like retrace each step along the way. Welcome. Hey, aren't you... That's right. Have I come here before? I don't remember. Now you're pissing me off. This don't matter, so get on with it. I don't know why they're orthopedic. I'm thinking that's probably like a translation error, maybe. I don't know. I don't know why they'd be orthopedic underwear, though. So, what do you need, Cloud? Where's Sephiroth? Yeah, he's upstairs. Is Shinra here to get rid of the monsters? And who are you? I'm Zangan. I travel around the world teaching children martial arts. I have 128 students all over the world. This town, a girl named Tifa is my student. He's got a cape and everything. Did you say Tifa? Tifa has a good sense. She'll be a powerful fighter. I don't know why this guy's jumping around, but alright. It's all reserved for you Shinra people, so I don't mind. But wouldn't you feel more comfortable staying at home? Oh yeah, we didn't go into Cloud's actual house either, so we should probably do that. Let me know the situation in town. Now about the town. A lot of monsters have been appearing in the last 12 months. Other than that, there's not much change. Nothing much exciting happens in this little town. It was alright when they were building the reactor, while they were still building it. But once it was completed, it's been bad. Within a few years, all the trees on the mountain withered away. I don't know if the reactor was good or bad. I mean, it's easy to say that it was a bad idea now, but now, what can you do about it? Anyhow, we've got to get rid of the monsters, and we'll be able to relax a little bit. Doesn't help with the trees situation. Alright, let's go see what old Cloud's mother is up to. This is my house. It has nothing to do with that incident 5 years ago. But digging through Tifa's underwear drawers, definitely related. Yo, wait, I want to hear. Me too, it's been a long time, right? Tell us more. You saw your family, right? Alright. I don't know if you could call it a family. My father died when I was still very young. That's why my mom was living alone in this house. Yeah, I saw my mom. My mom, she was a vibrant woman, hadn't changed at all. But a few days later, she died. But when I saw her, she looked fine. I was thinking, what happened a few days later? Did she have some sort of illness? No. Yes? Cloud? I think it's funny that she kind of has like the same bangs that Cloud has. Welcome home, Cloud. Hi, Mom. Come, let me take a look at you. In-depth research. You look so handsome. So this is a soldier uniform? Mom, My, how you've grown. I bet the girls never leave you alone. Not really. I'm worried about you. There are a lot of temptations in the city. I'd feel a lot better if you just settled down and had a nice girlfriend. I'm alright. You should have an older girlfriend. One that'll take care of you. I think that would be perfect, the perfect type for you. I'm not interested. Are you eating right? I'm alright, the company takes care of me. Shinra manufactured gruel. Is that so? You can't cook, right? I was worried sick about how you were doing. Cloud? You know Cloud. Isn't that right, Cloud? I will always be your mother. Let's stop this. Go back in. No, I want to hear more. Hey, I can't remember much else. There's nothing more to talk about. That's alright, Cloud. Who are you? You from Shinra? That's right. Jeez, big-headed young kid. Please refrain from commenting on my head. This mansion. No, I'll come here later. It's kind of important in the story, but I guess right now it doesn't play into anything. What are you looking at? This scenery. I feel like I know this place. We're short one bed. Somebody's gonna have to sleep on the floor. We have an early start tomorrow. You should get sleep soon. Yes, I will do that. I've hired a guide to the Mako reactor. I've heard she's young. I hope we can rely on her. Think they'd let me take a picture? I don't know. Why don't you just, like, take one without asking. Once the guide gets here, we're heading out. Tifa's father. He never did have a name, did he? Listen to me, Sephiroth, in case something happens. Trust me. I'll be alright, Dad. I have 2 men from Soldier with me. Plus those other 2 losers are back there. I'm Tifa, nice to meet you. Tifa? You're the guide? That's right. I just happen to be the #1 guide in this town. It's too dangerous. I can't involve you in something like this. Then there's no problem if you protect her. Let's go. Mr. Sephiroth, please let me take one picture for a memento. Tifa, can you ask him for me too? I was gonna say, I don't really think they have much of a rapport with each other, but I guess if Sephiroth hired her, maybe. There we go. Cheese. Good morning, Agent Johnson. Great, thank you. I'll give you each a copy once I get it developed. I actually get to see it at some point, but I don't remember when that is. The Mako reactor was built at Mount Nebel. Yeah, it looks a little shitty over there. The cold air of the mountains of Nebel. It was no different. Don't trip. It gets harder from here. Follow me. That's just a bridge. I like how it's like there's such a steep incline. The bridge. Yeah, maybe one at a time. Randy the Pirate. Yo, how you doing? And then everybody died. Get up. Oh. Sephiroth and that guy must have landed on their feet. Everyone seems to be alright. Can we get back to where we were? These caves are intertwined just like an ant farm. Oh, and Sephiroth, there seems to be one person missing. It may sound cold, but we've got no time to search for him. We can't go back now, so we must go on. We'll travel together from here. Rebirth, I think they actually like make somewhat of an attempt, because you actually see the guy fall in the river, so they make like an attempt to go find him. But this one is like, I'm sure it'll be alright. Well, I just can't help but die in this situation, can I? Oh, I don't get to see the experience. Actually, you can take a look, I think, at like their stats and stuff. Sephiroth's got the Masamune, or the Masamune, gold armlet, and Toof Ring. I think it's supposed to be tough, but they didn't know how to spell it. Vitality and Spirit plus 50, that sounds pretty good. Oh, I can't touch his materia. All of his elemental magic has an all attached to it. I don't have any Phoenix Downs to revive. I don't think there's like a magic spell that... Oh, no, there is. Never mind. Thanks, Sephiroth. Well, he didn't even lose any MP after casting a spell like that. What's this? A mysteriously colored cave. Must be the Mako energy. This mountain is especially abundant in it. That's why the Mako reactor was built here. Hold on, I'm getting a message. Okay, there we go. Again, it's not really worth exploring anything in here. I think any of the talking points will just automatically come across. Anything that's like hidden and stuff wouldn't matter because this is a retelling of events. It'll matter more when we actually get to this place in the, present timeline. And what's this? A Mako fountain. It's a miracle of nature. It's so beautiful. Well, they really emphasize this in the Rebirth, making this just like a general thing that you come across in each map. If the Mako reactor continues to suck up the energy, this fountain will dry up too. Yep, that's how it happens though, I guess. Materia. When you condense Mako energy, materia is produced. It's very rare to be able to see materia in its natural state. By the way, what is that when you use, why is it that when you use materia, you can also use magic too? You were in Soldier and you didn't even know that? Yeah, idiot. The knowledge and wisdom of the ancients is held in the materia. Anyone with this knowledge can freely use the powers of the land and the planet. That knowledge interacts between ourselves and the planet, calling up magic, or so they say. Magic, a mysterious power. Yucking it up. Did I say something funny? A man once told me never to use an unscientific term such as mysterious power. It shouldn't even be called magic. I still remember how angry he was. Who was that? Hojo of Shinra Incorporated. An inexperienced man assigned to take over the work of a great scientist. He was a walking mass of complexes. What's Tifa doing? She's getting her face all up in that. A Mako fountain. So this is where the knowledge of the ancients is. And we're out of there. But at least the reactor's nearby. Everything about the reactor, like the reactors that aren't in Midgar look so slapdash. They look like they're just prone to failure. We finally made it. Sure took the long way, though. Tifa, you wait here. I'm going inside, too. I want to see. Company secrets. Only authorized people are allowed in. This place is full of Shinra's industrial secrets. Yeah, see? But take care of the lady. Sorry, no. Man. Man. Better take real good care of me then. You're gonna cause a ruckus? I always like this music. So much of Final Fantasy VII soundtrack is great, I think, as most people seem to have the thought of, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not one of those people that listens to video game soundtracks too often, so I need to be playing the game in order to appreciate it, but every time I hear it, it's just like, wow. It really was something. I guess we can't look in these yet. Genova? This is Genova, right? The lock won't open. This is the reason for the malfunction. This part is broken. Cloud, close the valve. Where is it? Here? Why did it break? Surprised that he's short enough to need to do that. Now I see. Hojo. But even doing this will never put you on the same level as Professor Gast. This is a system that condenses and freezes the Mako energy, that is when it's working correctly. Now, what does Mako energy become when it is further condensed? Oh yeah, it becomes materia. Right, normally. But Hojo put something else in there. Take a look. Let me see. Look through the window. I guess I have to talk to him first. What is that? Normal member of soldiers are humans that have been showered with Mako. You're different from the others, but still human. But what are they? They've been exposed to a high degree of Mako, far more than you. Is this some kind of monster? Exactly. And it's Hojo of Shinra that produced these monsters. Mutated living organisms produced by Mako energy. That's what these monsters really are. Normal members of Soldier? You mean you're different? And I was going insane. Hey, Sephiroth. No. Was I? Was I created this way too? Am I the same as all these monsters? Sephiroth. You saw it. All of them were humans. Human? No way. I've always felt since I was small that I was different from the others, special in some way. But not like this. I always wanted to rewatch this particular cutscene because this thing looks so weird. But back in the day, even if you saved, you had to go through all this shit to actually get to this part. How big his head is. I'm surprised you never actually got to fight some of these things in this game. You do in the remake, though. Am I human? I didn't quite understand what Sephiroth was saying at the time. I was even more surprised by that fact that Shinra was producing monsters. Damn Shinra. The more I hear, the more I hate them. Who would have ever thought the Mako reactor held a secret like that? That would seem to explain the increase in the number of monsters recently. I think we should listen carefully to Cloud. Don't you think so, Barrett? Why are you talking to me? Let's just keep talking. Poking his damn nose where it don't belong. Cloud, why don't you finish that story? Tifa, you were waiting outside then? Yes. We returned to Nibelheim. Sephiroth confined himself at the inn. He didn't even try to talk to me. Then all of a sudden he just disappeared, right? We found him inside the biggest building in Nibelheim. The villagers used to call it Shinra Mansion. Long ago, people from Shinra used to live in that mansion. All just gathered outside there. All the stars are here. All the folks, everybody in town. Except for Cloud's mom, she doesn't seem to get out much. Alright, we get a little early peek at the Shinra Mansion. Can't really do a whole lot, but I think we could see some things. I think we could see the safe, actually. Which is back here. Why can't I press the square button? Is it like the key gone or something? Doesn't seem to be much I can interact with here. Oh, here's something. Other side of this thing. Maybe the safe was in the upstairs. Oh yeah, there it is. Which we get to see the experiment or whatever as the boss battle. I don't know, it kind of has a different vibe when it's an actual part of the game though, like they did in Rebirth. Whereas you have to sort of work. I don't think this one was mandatory. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I don't know. It's like a lot of the extra stuff seems a little bit more interesting when it's actually extra. There's no sign of Sephiroth, but I know I saw him go into this room. Maybe he's a magician and he disappeared. I think I remember at some point challenging myself to get through the entirety of that spiral staircase without stopping and hitting a wall. Can you go in here? No, I can't. In there should be coffins where Vincent is hanging out. But I guess he can't get in. An organism that was apparently dead was found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. Professor Gast named the organism Genova. X year, X month, X day, Genova confirmed to be an ancient. Genova project approved. The use of Mako Reactor 1 approved for use. You alright there? Ah, yes, the Dutch angle hallway. Where you could literally see the madness overtaking him. My mother's name is Genova. Genova Project? Is this just a coincidence? No. Professor Gast, why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you die? You know, originally, in the early concept stages of this game, Sephiroth and Aerith were supposed to be related. I think brother and sister, though thinking about it, they might be like half brother and sister. I think Gast was the one that got with Ifalna, and together they had Aerith, and then there seems to, I don't even remember what it is, but there seems to be a connection between Gast and Sephiroth, so there might have been a time where Gast had mixed his cells or something with Genova, or I don't know. Who knows what could have happened, but interesting to think about. When you look at it too, the design aspects are still the same. Aerith and Sephiroth both have like those weird dangly antenna bangs, so they still sort of have resemblances to each other. Let me be alone. No. Can't do any reading for ourselves. Sephiroth didn't come out of the Shinra mansion. He continued to read as if he were possessed by something, and not once did the light of the basement go out. You know, something's gonna happen when that music starts. I guess everybody just started staying in the mansion. Sephiroth seems different. Oh, he's gonna get a lot more different than now. Just you wait, friend. Laughing in the distance. What's so funny, Sephiroth? Find a good joke book? Who is it? Traitor. Traitor? You ignorant traitor. I'll tell you. This planet originally belonged to the Cetra. Cetra was the wait. Itinerant? wait, I don't even remember that word. I thought it was the inherent. Itinerant. Let me look that up. Yeah, let's see. What does that mean? A person who alternates between working and wandering. Oh, okay. That's not what I thought it was going to be. Cetra was the itinerant race. They would migrate in. Oh, okay. There we go. Settle the planet, then move on. At the end of their hard journey, they would find the promised land and supreme happiness. But those that disliked the journey appeared. Those who stopped their migrations built shelters and elected to lead an easier life. They took what the Cetra and the planet had made without giving back one whit in return. Those are your ancestors. Me? Moi? Sephiroth. Long ago, disaster struck this planet. Your ancestors escaped. They survived because they hid. The planet was saved by sacrificing the Cetra. After that, your ancestors continued to increase. Now all that's left of the Cetra is in these reports. What does that have to do with you? Don't you get it? No, I really don't. An ancient named Jenova was found in the geological stratum of 2,000 years ago. The Jenova Project. The Jenova Project wanted to produce people with the powers of the ancients. No, the Cetra. I am the one that was produced. Okay. Good for you.
Oh, good for you!
Produced? Yes. Professor Gast, leader of the Jenova Project and genius scientist, produced me. How did he? Look at this walk. It was like this walk that he does. Sephiroth. Out of my way. I'm going to see my mother. Don't do it, Sephiroth. Don't see your mother. I don't know. He's gonna do something. It's a shame that Cloud was like 2 steps behind him, because by the time he gets out of here, all shit's gonna be breaking loose. Oh my god. How did he do that in like 15 seconds? He didn't have that much of a lead. Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right? And come over here and help me. I'll check this house. You check that one over there. House. That's the shop. Sephiroth. I guess the one house on the bottom is just completely lost. Yeah, he goes into his mother's house. Not super distraught. He's just shaking his head no. Terrible. Sephiroth, this is too terrible. How terrible is it? Here we go. He cut down these people a lot faster than in Rebirth. Here it is, one of the most famous video game cutscenes of all time. It's rather quaint these days, but, you know, it was impactful back then. I like in Rebirth, it's like you have to go through that QTE segment to like actually get to Sephiroth when he's cutting down those people, but like those people stand around him with guns for like a solid 30 seconds while he just slices them slowly and they don't do anything about it. Papa. Is she like a immigrant or something? Sephiroth did this to you, didn't he? Sephiroth, Soldier, Mako reactors, Shinra, everything. I hate them all. No. Don't do it. Don't take the paperclip to Sephiroth. Mother, I'm here to see you. Please open this door. How could you do that to Papa and all the townspeople? Oh my God. Oh look, he actually got let in. Listen to the passion in his voice. Get this man an Oscar. You know, back years ago, I think I probably put a little more effort into reading the old RPGs. Did all sorts of wacky voices and stuff like that. These days, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'll put like a modicum of effort, but you ain't probably gonna get more than that out of me. You promised that you'd come when I was in trouble. Coming all over the place, baby. Let me take you 5 feet over here. There you go. You'll be safe there.
This is where the fun begins.
Indeed. Mother, let's take this planet back together. I've thought of a great idea. Let's go to the Promised Land. Sephiroth, my family, my hometown. How could you do this to them? They've come again, Mother. With her superior power, knowledge, and magic, Mother was destined to become the ruler of this planet. But those worthless creatures, are stealing the planet from Mother. But now I'm here with you. So don't worry. This is one of my favorite cutscenes. I love like the oil spilling out of this thing and him ripping that shit off. Most of the flashback in Nibelheim is really great, but I was always fond of like the stuff that happened here in the Mako reactor, that zoom in on Genova. Also, the music is creepy good. Still the best part of the storytelling, like Final Fantasy IX. Oh yeah, I love Final Fantasy IX. I think it's still my favorite Final Fantasy game. I don't know that I would say the soundtrack is really good in that one. I don't think it's as iconic as Final Fantasy VII's. I think 7's works just so well with its scenes. It meshes together so good. But yeah, I mean, good string of years there where Uematsu was really knocking it out of the park with his compositions. He had some really good ones in the late 90s, early 2000s here. What about my sadness, my family, friends? The sadness of having my hometown taken away from me. It's the same as your sadness. Not really. Sephiroth just kind of went crazy and like thought like all this shit happened. It's like, maybe I shouldn't equate it to that. Thinking about it, never mind. But still, it's like thinks he is owed all this shit without actually having any of it happen to him directly. He read some books and he got really insulted. My sadness. What do I have to be sad about? I am the chosen one. I have been chosen to be the leader of this planet. I have orders to take this planet back from you stupid people for the Cetra. What am I supposed to be sad about? Sephiroth, I trusted you. No, you're not the Sephiroth I used to know. Here we go. That's where they flash back and forth between them repeatedly, very quickly. They kind of did that in Rebirth, but did it at the very end when Zack and Cloud team up. And that's the end of my story. Hope you guys liked it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Wait a damn minute. Ain't there more? I don't remember. What happened to Sephiroth? In terms of skill, I couldn't have killed him. Official records state Sephiroth is dead. I read it in the newspaper. Shinra Inc. owns the paper, so you can't rely on that information. I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened then. I challenged Sephiroth and lived. Why didn't he kill me? I'm alive too. Seems like a lot of this doesn't make sense. What about Jenova? It was in the Shinra building, right? Shinra shipped it from Nibelheim to Midgar. Did someone else carry it out after that? It was missing from the Shinra building. Sephiroth? Damn. Though none of this makes sense. I'm gone. And I'm leaving the thinking of you. Alright, see you, Barrett. Yo, Cloud. Let's get a move on. Right. Yo, come on, let's go. Oh, brother. Cloud? How bad was I when Sephiroth cut me? I thought you were a goner. That was really sad. That's a weird statement to make. The ancients, Cetra, Jenova, Sephiroth, and myself. Yeah. Let's go. Barrett's waiting. I feel like did Tifa just cut her off? What a fascinating story. Maverick, good to see you. I ain't ready for this good shit. Maybe not, but gotta keep it up anyway. Oh, Cloud, let me give you this. I received the PHS. Access the menu and select PHS. It can only be used on the world map or at a save point. PHS will put us in constant contact with each other. I'm going on ahead. Good to see you too. Hope you've been doing well. Did we heal up? Oh yeah, we did. Okay. Good. Alright, well, that's how it ended. Not much of a resolution to Cloud's tale there, but I guess they acknowledge that. And there's like not really else much of anything else that we could do here either. We did get a handful of new weapons though, so let's equip that. Let's see what the cannonball is all about. I'm gonna stick with party for like right this moment, but I might end up switching before we get to any major areas. Oh, I don't know. I don't even remember. I mean, I'll give it a try. I want to try the Zolom and see what we could do, but I always remember when I originally played this game, I always had a difficult time taking on the snake. But maybe I have a better sense about me this time around. I don't know. I should probably keep that limit break, see what happens. Oh well. It's a really good source of experience. I don't know if you get too much AP out of it, but you know, if you're already prepared for it, you probably are prepared for anything that happens after, like in the immediate future anyway, so it's not really a sense in doing it. But actually, we went through all that and I haven't even like saved or anything, so let me do that real quick. I'm going to save in this first slot because I think there wasn't originally a save there, but it had like 80 hours on it, so I was hesitant to delete it, so I ended up moving it to another memory card, but it didn't pop the old save into that slot, so we'll just do that and I'll have 2 save slots. Might be handy. Alright, here we go. Chocobo Billy's Chocobo Ranch. Wark. Give me that materia. What the bird doing? What isn't the bird doing? Yay. And we get summon materia for watching that. I don't know why. I don't care. It's just nice to have. I'm surprised that the summon materia actually takes away health. You know, it is about the design aesthetic for Final Fantasy VII, but you're so drawn to it. It seems to be such an artistic touch to this game that the remake just doesn't capture. That's part of it. This is also the first 3D Final Fantasy game, so they were definitely stepping into new ground. I feel like a lot of this ended up being like somewhat experimental, even just because it was their first go around. And granted, they were using tactics and techniques, obviously, that they had built off of with previous games that they had done. Square was very busy around this time period, but I feel like this was such a huge leap for them that it all in itself, like even from like a year later when they made Final Fantasy VIII, there's such a difference between the two games. And I feel like Final Fantasy VIII feels like a more traditional PlayStation game, whereas this one, it's kind of unique. I mean, I guess you could consider some of it, like if you boil down the basics of it with like the not pre-rendered, but like, no, actually, I guess that would be it, right? Pre-rendered like backgrounds and, but like the weird like models that really didn't have too much like texture work on them. It's like, I don't know, there's something unique about Final Fantasy VII that sets itself apart from most other RPGs, not only in the Final Fantasy series, but just like RPGs in general around this time. Thinking of crossing the marshes, yeah. Then it'll probably be safer to get a chocobo. That way you could zip through the marshes with the chocobo. It's the only way to avoid being attacked by the Midgar Zolom. Midgar Zolom is a serpent-like creature over 30 feet tall. Picks up on footsteps that enter the marshes. And then bam, it attacks. To avoid that, buy a chocobo at the Chocobo Bill and Chocobilly Chocobo Farm. It's a lot of chocobos. To purchase a chocobo, please talk to my grandson. He's in the chocobo stables at the far right end of the farm. This all seems like a marketing gimmick, but alright. Remember the magazine hype around Final Fantasy VII, so massive that when the demo came out, with that train intro, it was the hypest game moment ever. Set the tone of the game's adventure, for sure. I was sort of in the bubble. I had a PlayStation at the time. I remember the game magazines at the time talking about it, but I'd never played a Final Fantasy game, and even then it took me a couple of years until I got one. because my first Final Fantasy was 9, so that was 2000, right? So that was a few years after this came out. Yes, Honto? Excuse you? But I remember the buzz around it, and I remember people like freaking out about it, and it looked cool for what it was. I don't think I ever played the demo for anything for it at the time. None of the demo stations had it. I had mentioned this before when I think we were doing the Rebirth or one of the remake games, but when I first played Final Fantasy VII, I was actually bored by it. Having 9 as my first Final Fantasy, I thought it was really weird to kind of have more of a, at least from the onset, what seemed more like a contemporary or even like futuristic Final Fantasy. I kind of wanted that like more high fantasy, like the airships and, you know, the I don't know, sort of like the steampunk aspect that Final Fantasy IX had. Eventually, and I think I had put it off when I had gotten it for a few months, and then I came back to it. And once I really started digging into it, it was definitely it was a lot more engaging, I think. But yeah, the Midgar section for me was just so weird. Yep. I think it's the best Final Fantasy still to this day. I've replayed them all multiple times. Most of them. Maybe not all of them, but I think it has probably some of the greatest balance between game mechanics and story and style. So it's still up there for me, just for RPGs in general. Wasn't it really expensive? What are you talking about? But don't be mad at my brother or grandpa. Final Fantasy VI I thought was alright. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't think I like Final Fantasy VI. Like, so many people hold Final Fantasy VI in such a high regard. I never liked the huge amount of party members with that one. I had always kind of liked something that was a little bit more cloistered, where you had like a smaller cast. And I don't know. It's a lot about that one is memorable, but at the same time, like, I forget so much about that game. I think I'll have to play it again and maybe reevaluate it, but I think I like most of the 3D ones more than 6. Damn you to hell. Yeah. One of these days I'll replay it again, and like I said, I'll probably reevaluate it in comparison. But yeah, I don't like 6 as much as people like. People love 6. Like, it's usually, for me, when I see people talk about Final Fantasy and just like fan favorites in general, it's usually 6 or 7. And I was always surprised that like people love 6 so much, but I don't know. Maybe it was a generational thing. The one that I wasn't a part of. Ever since Dad and Mom died, it's been like this. I don't know what you're talking about, so okay. Do you want a chocobo? Give me one. You old folks are out of luck. Old folks? We're all out of chocobos. I'm taking care of those ones out there for someone else. You know, if you really want a chocobo, you should go out and catch one. Why don't you go catch one for me? Want to know how to catch a chocobo? Fine, just sell me the damn Gissel greens. A wild chocobo always appears with other monsters, but you won't be able to catch it because of the monsters. That's why you must defeat the monsters first before you catch a chocobo. That all you can talk about? This is like dick responses from Cloud. Also, wild chocobos are really cautious. They'll run away from the slightest things. But if you use greens, they'll focus on that and won't run away. Want to know how to catch a chocobo? Yeah. Sell me the thing. Whatever you do, don't make chocobos angry. They're usually calm, but if you get them angry, you'll get hurt. Oh, and remember, once you get off a chocobo, it'll escape. No, I am not interested. Well then, shall we get down to business? Finally. I'll sell you the chocobo lure for 2,000 gil right now. That's a shitload of money. I don't even know if I have that much, but alright. If I can't defeat the Zolom, then I think we're going to have to resort to this. Because sometimes I've been able to slink by in the marshes without getting hit by the Zolom, but like without being on chocobo, but not always. It's not the easiest thing to do. Wouldn't hurt to buy some greens either. Oh, and how fast the chocobo will finish eating up depends on what type of greens you feed him. How much money do I have? I got less than 1,000. I'll buy a couple Gissel Greens. Hopefully that'll be good enough. I got into it maybe my third or fourth playthrough of this game, but yeah, I was never into the Chocobo stuff either. The breeding and the racing, none of that was appealing to me. And even even when I started getting into it, I think it was exciting to finally be able to get better Chocobos and access parts of the map that were inaccessible previously. But still, the whole process, the racing is the most soul-draining shit. It's really not fun. But I was never a huge fan of all the Chocobo-related stuff. I enjoyed it a little bit more, I think, with 9, with the treasure hunting. I think was a little easier to get through, but the racing in this game was too much. Oh my god. Can I how do I guess I can't. How do I use this? Where it just affects one person. Alright, never mind. He's dead. Rip. This thing has 4,000 HP, even with limit breaks I'm doing 200. I don't think I could beat this thing right now. It should also be said that I have not done any grinding. Basically, we just got out of Midgar and that was it. What kind of skills we got? Yeah, it's not quite a one-hit kill, but we're getting down to a couple of hits, so it's not good. And the damage output definitely isn't great. Nah, I don't even think praying to Joey B is gonna do it. I think we might be dead. I wonder what we could steal from this thing. Nothing to steal. Barrett can take 3 hits. I think he's got more defense than most of these other losers. Oh, for a straight up magic attack, that's not bad. I think this bastard can do oh, what was it? I don't think it was Trine. But it was Try Disaster or something, which I think might be an enemy skill that we could learn, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna risk going through. Alright, so fighting the Zolom, I don't think it's gonna work. We might be able to, if I could get some better defense than some of the other characters, we might be able to pull through. With everybody taking 3 hits before they die, but yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's just gonna be doing a lot of chipping away at health, so it's probably not gonna be all that fun to sit through. It's worth a shot, yeah. We got to see it at the very least, but yeah, definitely we're gonna have to get a Chocobo for this one. So let's start running along the Chocobo tracks. The hell are these things? Rip. Yeah, basically. I had to refresh myself on how the limit breaks work. When you have a first levels of, or when when you get a limit break that's on a specific tier, I think the first one you need to use X amount of times before you get the second one. But to get to the next tier, you have to just like kill a certain amount of enemies. And I don't think it has to be the character necessarily. I think it's just the amount of enemies that die while they have that second limit break up. So, it was always like the philosophy that you should never really save your limit breaks, but I think once you're on that second level and whatever tier you're on, probably should just use them to get them over with, or if you needed to save one for like a boss battle, it probably wouldn't hurt. Oh, also, I didn't even realize it, but the cannonball is in fact the melee weapon for Barret, which I'm not terribly fond of, but I think this early in the game probably doesn't matter. Once we start getting into some of those other ones, because he had like a pair of scissors or some shit, then there was probably one or two others that were like melee-based weapons, but I think by the time you get to like mid or late game, it's not preferable. You want that long range that he provides. He'd probably do a lot of damage though. Old secret that I think works for like Final Fantasy VII through 9, but if you have a back attack, you can press the run button, or I guess buttons, because it'd be L1 and R1, and you can turn the characters around immediately and negate any bonus damage. This kid, you always found it extremely hilarious that in order for the chocobo to procreate, you need to give it a particular nut, so they have to bust a nut to spawn children. You know, I probably really never thought about it that way, but now that you mention it. I suppose it does kind of work like that. I don't even remember, to be honest. The last time I did the chocobo, like, breeding mechanics and all that was ages and ages. That must have been like mid 2000s, I think. It's been a while, so I don't even remember like the whole nut system or anything like that, to be quite frank. I'd sooner forget about it. I have the guide. I don't know where I put that guide. It's in my room somewhere, but I pulled it out thinking I might take a look at it or something while streaming this, which I don't have it with me right now, but when I pulled out the guide, I found all these printed the nut system is quite complex. I'll take your word for it. But when I had pulled it out, I noticed that there were like a bunch of printed pages, and some of them were for stuff like the enemy skills and where to find them, but then there's like a 10-page series on how to do the chocobo breeding, and I'm like, oh boy, yeah, I guess I can remember that. That was back when I didn't have internet access at my main house, and I had to use the internet basically at my grandparents' house, and they had a printer, and I'd pull up, you know, guides and stuff that I found online, and I'd basically print all the pages out and just take it home with me. But it's a lot quicker than writing all that shit. But that's how we used to do back in the day. Oh good, Seal Evil. Hold on, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I need to actually have this thing on, because we have not seen an actual chocobo. We got all that cross-dress and shit. Where is it? Hold on. Grandparents are God's gift to youth. They were in that case. Gisel Greens. Did I not buy it? I must have bought it. It's called the Chocobo Lure, right? I was thinking it must be like an accessory or something that you gotta equip. I'm not seeing it though. It's not like anywhere in the inventory. Unless somebody like already equipped it or something. It doesn't look like it. Let me go back. But yeah, at my actual house, we didn't get internet for a long time until after we had moved there, and we had a very shitty old computer. And my grandparents had a better computer than we had at the time, so it was easier to work on, and they had internet access, so I would be able to pull up all the websites that I needed. And yeah, it was easier to like go and get information there and print it out and take it home. I guess we must have, I mean, I said yes, I'm pretty sure. And I don't think we would have gotten to the point where we could buy Gissel Greens or anything without getting the actual allure. So I must have it. It just doesn't seem to have a space in the actual inventory. So I'm thinking we just haven't seen one yet, but let's double check here. I don't think... You might think it'd be like in the key items or something like that. But once, you know, after a few battles of it not actually any chocobos showing up, I thought, alright, well maybe I need to equip an item or something. You'd love the 2D cel-shaded version of Final Fantasy VII using the original art style found in the manual and strategy guides. Yeah, I remember it was kind of, sort of, I don't know if it was like pastel or what, but sort of like this faint color and shading, and then the line work was like crosshatch shading. Which sort of reminds me of some of the mods that you can find for the PC version of Final Fantasy VII. I do seem to remember that some of the model replacement mods kind of had a similar visual style to that of like the guides and such. So it would have been cool to see something like that. But I gotta tell you, like, you know, when it comes to like those sort of remasters that Square puts out for some of the older Final Fantasy games, I could like not have less interest in actually getting any of those. I think they redid something like Secret of Mana or something like that, which I actually like quite a bit as a game, but I wasn't interested in getting it. But they don't always have that kind of look. A lot of times it's just like a 3D model, and they still have like weird, odd proportions and shit. So it doesn't quite satisfy that same visual style. Designer by trade, and Juron's extremely appealing. Yeah, I get the appeal. I do think when it comes to a lot of like concept art and stuff, it's interesting to see how games sort of develop over a period of time when it comes to like concept to actual final execution. But even going through, you know, to today's, or well, not today's, but like games at the time where you would have such varying art styles throughout the entirety of the game, whether it be like the manual to the cover art to the in-game models, or in cases like this where you had like an overworld and then like battle sprites. It's like there were so many different visual styles going on. Somehow it all felt consistent, even though it really wasn't. But there's this sort of cohesion where they all sort of work in tandem with each other. If I don't run across a goddamn chocobo in like the next 5 battles, I'm just gonna see if I can walk across this thing. The hell are those? Oh, those are moos. Moo A. Here, just heal us. I wonder how good Quake would work against these things. You'd think it'd be super effective since they're already on the ground. Ah, you failed me, Cloud. Usually your magic's so good. Oh, the hot springs attack. Doesn't that heal them? Yes, it does. Thank you. Yeah, the design process for things in general, I think, is very interesting. But in particular, I feel like character designs. Oh, look at that. He turned mini. I bet you this limit break isn't going to do a whole lot, but I'll give it a try. Still just one attack damage. That sucks. But behind the scenes things in general, I feel, is always like a fascinating process to me. I don't look into it as much with video games, but definitely with movies. And especially, you know, Hollywood era from like pre-2000s, I feel like the process was so much more intimate during those times than it kind of is today. But it's still, like, from concept to actual, you know, getting something on tangible paper, what they could come up with. I'm always finding, especially stuff with like George Lucas involved films or Steven Spielberg, I always finding clips pop up with a lot of stuff that they do, and I always find those to be kind of sort of the more fascinating. I think mostly because a lot of their movies, especially if it's like sci-fi and theme, tends to be so creative. And sometimes you have to, you know, sometimes it goes a little bit too overboard. Like either they themselves have ideas that are a little bit too much, or sometimes their staff comes up with something, but see it go through, change from hand to hand, and, you know, go through an approval process basically, and have it whittled down to something that actually gets to be on film. Very interesting to me. There's only a handful of games from the past that are worth watching them behind the scenes. Probably. I feel like there probably is only a handful of games from the past where there would have even been a behind the scenes. Because I feel like maybe there's some kind of documentation, like maybe somebody writes some sort of journal or takes a couple photographs or something, or, you know, years later comes up with some sort of like memoir about the design process of what they were making. But I feel like, despite the fact that probably games were a little more interesting back in the day, you wouldn't have a whole lot of people that were actively looking at making and documenting the actual process of this thing. It all comes after accounts, like well after the process has already been handled. What's up, Scoob? I'd like to documentation. Right back at you. How you doing? We ain't getting a chocobo. I'm getting a little bummed out here. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong or what. Oh, maybe it's materia. Hold on. Oh shit, it is. Oh my god, I knew it had to be something. Alright, my fault. I thought it was an item though. See, if they had explained to me that it was an actual materia, I probably would have, you know, obviously immediately equipped it, but no. Whoa, you're a married man. I mean, you know, she doesn't have to know, or, you know, you could invite, see what happens, propose it. I don't even know what this double entendre entails, but yeah. He's good with the camera. That's good to know. One that comes to mind is Donkey Kong Country for the Super NES. Ever seen the behind the scenes VHS that was popular at the time? No, I did not. Rare was, I think by the SNES days, was already kind of a big company. I mean, You had a lot of game companies start up in the 90s, and I think were working through from the 80s, but they had a lot of titles under their belt. And I'm pretty sure at that point, by the time the Super Nintendo came out, they already had a contract with Nintendo. I guess we are making a documentary. Good, good. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Well, I appreciate it, Haikiri. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you get it fixed up soon. But I do appreciate you lurking. I bet you that Donkey Kong Country thing is probably on YouTube by this point, right? So I'll probably take a peek at it at some point. Finally! Here, let's toss some Gissel Greens down. Shit, Cloud doesn't have anything that doesn't affect everybody right at this moment. Yeah, you can either drop it in chat here, or you can whisper it or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Shit. Need to get this chocobo. Eat it, Tubby. Following legendary streamer to 1 million followers. Yeah. I wonder how long it would take to actually get that. Only 999,320 followers to go. Let's hit it tonight. Alright, you guys better start spreading the word. I'm expecting results. We finally got our chocobo, yay. Fortunately, we've had plenty to talk about while we've been dicking around here, so I guess I have been like grinding or something. But yeah, this was like a nightmare to get, mostly because I didn't even know that I was supposed to equip the materia, because I didn't know it was materia. How to ride a chocobo? Press the cancel button to get off. Okay. Chocobos will escape whenever a player dismounts. Better make sure not to dismount right away then. I cannot open the menu. Hey, we did it. Did Sephiroth do this? Oh, there it is. Did Sephiroth do this? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who can say? I was a little remiss that we didn't quite get this moment. It sort of happens because they make the Zolom fight, whatever they call it. They call it like the Midgar Stormer or something. But they make it a mandatory fight, so you have to fight it. And then, like at the end of the battle, it's like a Sephiroth pops up or something, and he you don't necessarily see him impale the Zolom onto the tree, but it happens. I don't know, it was weird. But you kind of get this, but then you kind of don't at the same time. I much prefer like the visuals of coming across like an impaled, bloody Midgar Zolom, as opposed to whatever the hell happened in Rebirth. Donkey Kong Country exposed. Ooh. Alright. Well, thank you. I'll be checking that out later. This Sephiroth guy's pretty strong, I'd say. Yeah, what gives you that idea, Barrett? Our enemy is someone that could do this? Perfect creepy music. I think when you come back, it's not there anymore, so soak it in while you can. Alright. So actually, hold on. Let me go outside here and save. Because we forget that we can't just save anywhere. It needs to be at either on the overworld or a save point. Visuals in this game are much better, especially on Tifa. Those cones are way better than what they did in the PS5 version. I like a maximum of 5 polygons per titty. Any more is too much. Oh yeah, this music. So many great tracks. It's like I'll come across something just in general and be like blown away by the quality of the composition. It's like I almost don't want to like walk around too much, otherwise we're gonna get into a battle and it's gonna disrupt the music. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn on the finger because I don't know where I can get into and what I can't. Oh, this is the way we were meant to go. Just a second. If you ever need to block off a ditch or a road, she can just take off her shirt and put some orange spray paint out. Let's have her lie on her back, give her a little paint job, and you'd see them things from a mile out. Who are you? Do you know who I am? Not interested. Well, I didn't ask. I said I wasn't interested. Don't tell me. I'm from the Turks, and don't you ever forget it. It's difficult to explain what the Turks do. Kidnapping, right? To put it negatively, you could say that. But that's not all there is to it anymore. There's a lot of ellipsis. Sir! It's all right, Rude. I know you don't like speeches, so don't force it. Then Elena, explain. I'm the newest member of the Turks, Elena. Thanks to what you did to Reno, we're short of people. Although because of that, I got promoted to the Turks. In any case, our job is to find out where Sephiroth is headed, and try and stop you every step of the way. Wait a minute, it's the other way around. You're the ones that are getting in our way. Shut up, Elena. The crazy is how voluptuous they tried to make girls on PS1, like Lara Croft. Or people buy the games for the cones, like if it worked, even in that limited amount of graphics. Well, it wasn't necessarily the game. I think we confused at the time, especially thinking back way then, but for a lot of people, Lara Croft wasn't the in-game model. Lara Croft was either the CG or she was the advertisements. Whether that was how she looked in the paper ads, which, you know, magazines were huge at the time. So you'd see a lot of, you know, Lara in saucy positions. But, you know, they were using a high polygon model and not like, you know, the in-game one. And she only had the pyramid boobies in the first game. I think by the second one, they had kind of figured that out a little bit. They also gave her the ponytail that actually moved instead of the bun. But yeah, I remember people that like were really into Lara Croft and stuff. They'd, you know, to be talking about either the commercials that were on TV or like the advertisements. You remember the gameplay from the original Tomb Raider? Very much inspired by, it was basically Prince of Persia on a 3D landscape if you played that. But grid-based movement, it's very easy to get the hang of once you get the hang of it, and they're very fun games, but people can't wrap their heads around them sometimes. They always say, ooh, tank controls, but very simple once you get to know how it actually works. But yeah, I think a lot of it at the time was sort of more the advertising than the actual like in-game stuff. Although that isn't to say that like people still didn't like the in-game stuff, because I remember like, you know, the Tomb Raider nude codes and stuff, that was big in the day. You remember liking them, you just don't remember the details? I got you. Movies were nice in the original Dead or Alive on PS1. Jiggle physics were on point. I think that was the first game that actually applied jiggle physics, right? That was like a new technology that old what's-his-face came up with. Elena, you talk too much. Mr. Sung? No need to tell them about our orders. Sorry, Sung. I thought I gave you other orders. Now go, don't forget to file your report. Oh, right. Very well. Rude and I will go after Sephiroth, who's heading for Junon Harbor. Elena, you don't seem to understand. Oh! I'm sorry. Go. Don't let Sephiroth get away. Yes, sir. They made Elena, like, really annoying in Rebirth. I was surprised just at how grating they made her. Reno said he wanted to see you after the injuries you gave him healed. He wants to show you his affection for you all with a new weapon. Alright, thanks. Well then. Eris, long time no see. Looks like you got away from the Shinra for a while, now that Sephiroth reappeared. So what do you say? That I should be grateful to Sephiroth? No. Well, I won't be seeing too much of you, so take care. Strange hearing that from you. Well then, stay out of Shinra's way. Also, you think the first video game girl you were kind of like, whoa, about was Rika on Phantasy Star 4. They had those comic book style cutscenes. Yeah, it definitely helps when they have a cutscene that is greater detail than like an actual in-game model. I'm trying to think of like the first one that I would have been like, whoa, check out the gams on this girl. But I don't remember. Basically anime Genesis. Like, cause people always had like an allure of, cause like you think back to like some like really old stuff, like maybe like Zelda 2 or something, and you know everybody was like freaking out over the woman that takes a Link in to restore his health by, you know, vague means. It wasn't just the cans, we had an emotional connection. Okay, alright. I don't want to get in the way of that. But yeah, I'm like trying to think like what I said, like, wow, that's a good model on that one. I'm like looking at my PlayStation stuff. I think PlayStation was like about the first time where stuff really started like coming out detailed like that. Although like my first console that I owned was Super Nintendo. But I didn't really have a whole lot on there, like nothing super great. Most of it was just like, you know, your Nintendo core stuff, like Mario and Zelda and Metroid. But then I had a lot of shitty games like Top Gear and Animaniacs, and some other shit. It's like whatever we picked up that was like $5 or whatever from a garage sale or from a used game shop or something like that. But yeah, I had a lot of not so good games back in the day. There wasn't too much. If you think of like, I don't know, maybe like Ninja Gaiden back on the original NES, actually had like cutscenes like that. And they weren't like super detailed or anything, but I think it was still like a step above most other games at the time. But yeah, cutscenes weren't super common on the SNES. I can't really think of anything, not with what I had. They were cool at the time. I mean, they're still kind of cool, but like they were, you know, again, it was sort of like an anime style cutscene in a sense. And especially on the Nintendo console, it's not something that you saw terribly often. Because still, even back then, and you know, especially thinking we're talking about like original Nintendo days, it's like, I don't know, maybe at the beginning of a game you'd see something with a little bit of detail, but not interspliced into the actual game. I'm gonna go back just a bit to see if there's anything we potentially missed. It seemed like there was a way back here. Okay, so there's an item. Mind source. But then there was also, like, this way. I don't know what was going on back here. But before we just get out of the Mithril Mines entirely. Didn't quite like the Mithril Mines in Rebirth. It went on a little bit too long without too much interesting actually happening. Ooh, we have level 4 suicide. That sounds fun. Yeah, magic affects everybody. That's actually a good one to have. It's a pretty decent enemy skill. Okay. Cloud just taking everybody out. Phantasy Star was always, I mean, I don't want to say always, but I feel like they had kind of more style. And I don't know for sure because I didn't play a lot of Genesis games until well beyond its year. Because I mostly had Nintendo stuff because I was kind of getting what all my friends were getting, and all my friends had Nintendo-based consoles, but I do remember, like, a lot of those, especially with them in the early games, they did have kind of more stylish looks to them. And I had kind of played some other things that were kind of in and around that time, you know, other RPGs that weren't Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy never really had, you know, even with the, I think 7 was like the first one that really had the actual cutscene. Because, I mean, there were scenes and stuff and dialogue with 6 and earlier, but, you know, you didn't have, like, any, I want to call them, like, high resolution or, like, character renders that looked different from the actual in-game models and stuff. But, I don't know, I feel like stuff like Wild Arms or Grandia. Ooh, we learned another skill, Flamethrower. Things like that. Maybe Suikoden. They kind of had something about them where they seemed to have a little bit more striking visuals. I was a big fan of Breath of Fire as well, and while I don't think they necessarily had those types of cutscenes in their games, they were still, I don't know, it was like more, it was like we were talking about earlier, but like the box art and like the in-game manuals and stuff. It's like you look at that, and then you get a sense of what the characters are supposed to look like. So then when you see them with their, you know, miniature overworld models or whatever in the game, this is kind of what you have in mind. Although I gotta say, by the time Breath of Fire 2 came out, like the battle sprites, unlike, say, a Final Fantasy where they look the same as what they do on the overworld. Ooh, we got Blade Beam. The battle sprites in Breath of Fire 2 were, like, highly detailed compared to what you'd be seeing on the overworld, so it was kind of interesting in that sense. Alright. We're set into level 2 with Blade Beam. Oh, good lord. I've said it before, I think this year I'm probably doing more RPGs this year probably than any other previous year, because I think I've just got more time on my hands to commit to an actual stream this year. Even though I'm streaming like 3 days a week, I'm going for like 5 or 6 hours a stream, which is a lot. But still, I mean, so many. There's so many RPGs. It's like Phantasy Star stuff. I don't think I even have 4. I've got like 5 or 6 or something. What was the one that was on PS2? Oh no, that's Star Ocean. What am I thinking about? Oh, you gonna redeem? All right. They're like $1 on Steam. Oh, really? I did not know that. Might have to nab them then. Although I could just emulate, but you know, owning them legally is nice too. Yeah, I do think I have, I do have a Genesis collection on Steam. So I might actually have it, I don't know for sure, but... And I have like the highest ATB battle time. And like, so when you start getting like with these 6 or more enemies on screen, it just takes so long to get through. I love turn-based combat when it comes to like boss battles. When it comes to like common enemies, there's such a grind. And they're designed that. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that. Scoob, you're too kind. But yeah, it's like turn-based combat is really fun for me when I can actually strategize, but when it's just like basic combat and it's just like random enemies, doesn't quite have that hit. And then I just start like mindlessly pressing through buttons. Is that one pretty bad? You know, a lot of people said that Skies of Arcadia was awful. It was a lot. I heard for so many years prior to playing it that people said, oh yeah, Skies of Arcadia has like the worst encounter rate of all time. And maybe you're just talking about like the amount of enemies, I don't know, but just to continue on with my story. And then I actually played it and it wasn't that bad. I felt like I've played other RPGs that were either just as bad or worse. But I remember playing like some Suikoden games, and like those would always have like a bunch of enemies that would pop up constantly. You don't get a res until about 8 hours in. Crits can almost one-shot you in dungeons, so you have to leave and go back to in. Oh, that sucks. I guess I know how that goes, though. You know, I did play Breath of Fire 2 recently, and God, that one was awful. I love that game. When did I stream that? That's been a few years now, but boy, I love Breath of Fire 2. It has so many great moments in it, but holy shit, the amount of enemies in that game is awful. It was such a slog to get through, going from place to place, that like I could feel my soul escaping my body when I was playing it. It was just so bad. We need to get these losers out of the party and start using Tifa and Red 13 a little more, I think. I thought it was bad. Yeah, there were big difficulty jumps and tough bosses and enemies at certain points. And I think there were parts of the game where you could like wander into areas that you weren't meant to be in yet. So that might have been part of it. Oh, for Phantasy Star, okay. I thought we were still talking about Breath of Fire. No, Breath of Fire was bad. I'll just say that with the encounter rate was awful. So that was like the worst part of that game, was just how many enemies we ended up going through. And there wasn't even like a real benefit to it either, because it's like there'd be a lot of back and forth, and I don't think there was like any sort of dynamic level scaling or anything like that, but still, every time you entered a battle, it would take a minute to get through, and it's like you take 2 steps and you'd be in another one, and it's like you wouldn't get a whole lot, you wouldn't get like a lot of money or experience out of it. You just had to constantly just keep fighting. There's no choice. It's god-awful. But the game itself is great, so... Oh shit, these losers have their own materia. Damn it. Well, Tifa doesn't, but whatever. You just remember the story. The story was very memorable, at least for me. I thought the story elements for Breath of Fire 2 were great. Very dark for a Super Nintendo game. It's one of those JRPGs. It's like challenging God and everything. Which at this point is like sort of eye-rolling considering how often they do it, but... It was like back then, it was so different. Hey, alright, Honto. You have a good night. Take care. Thanks for dropping in. Always good having you here. Maybe we see you on the next one. You hear if you say MLB The Show 3 times in a mirror, you can summon 1 Pearl Honto. Don't I dare play Lord of the Rings without you here. Okay. I might do it tomorrow. I'm thinking of like flip-flopping between games. So if you pop in tomorrow, chances are I might be doing that. Because I don't think I could do an RPG like several times in a row. I don't have it in me. Here, we need, actually, she didn't have a better accessory? And she got a mithril armlet, but it's not that great. It just links 2 materia pieces. Alright, whatever. Earth, ice. Guess we'll keep enemy skill on. I just want to make sure we get, like, the good ones leveled up. I was talking, Honto was playing something. I was asking him what he played, because he said he was about to start up a game, like, on one of my recent streams. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you necessarily played anything. You're always here, but I don't hear you playing too much. But I forgot what he said he was playing. He was playing something. I don't think it was a sports game, though. We've been fighting the Shinra for a long time at this battlefield. Even now, we're still settled in for a long war with them. If you aren't in a hurry, would you help us fight them? Listen, we don't want to push you, but if you're in the middle of something, why don't you finish that first? Nothing pressing. We could help these guys out. Really? Then go on up and tell, or they'll fill you in on the details. All right. So we're coming up to the Fort Condor minigame, which they kind of did in Rebirth, but it wasn't quite the same. They turned it kind of like into a board game. It wasn't really like an actual battle that you were fighting, but whatever. You get Pearl shit all the time. He plays MLB The Show all the time, but he watches all of us play RPGs and stuff. Well, there's such massive time sinks. So you can enjoy them to a degree, I guess, by watching other people play them, but not actually participating yourself. He was on a Yakuza kick, though. Maybe that was it. I don't remember specifically what it was that he was playing, but that might have been it. Now this is something. I never thought anyone would ever climb up here. Your eyes are different. Well, anyhow, any minute now, this will be the battlefield against Shinra. You better get down before you get involved. You mean Shinra? Yeah, that's what he just said. The Shinra. Well, it appears you have a problem with Shinra, too. After all, you climbed up here. Why not listen to what I have to say for a moment? Hey, everyone! That old man is speaking. Guess so. Do you know what's at the top of this mountain? The reactor and the condor. Well, I can see you're very perceptive. Yes, it's a reactor and a condor. It seems Shinra doesn't like the idea of having a condor on top of the reactor. What's so wrong with having a condor on top of the reactor? I don't know. Maybe it's shitting all over the place? Think, Tifa. It's not very logical. Seems there's some type of special materia in the reactor above us. Because the condors came, the Shinra rushed troops here. Yeah, I was just telling Honto. He was like, oh, give that man an Oscar. I'm like, I'm so lazy when it comes to reading these things, but I do put in a modicum of effort. The military wants to get the condor and all the villagers off this mountain. The condors are now warming the eggs, which hatch only once every few years. We would like to protect the condors from being harmed. New lives. Condor's eggs, a real work of nature. We've got to protect the life of the planet. Shut up, Tifa, you don't know. So, to protect the eggs, are you going to protect the reactor? Well, unfortunately, we don't have the ability to fight Shinra ourselves. That's why we've hired soldiers to help us. As our sponsor, you can help us with a contribution or by fighting alongside of us. What do you think? You want to join us in our fight? Cloud, you decide what we're going to do. All right. Cloud, thanks. I got it. Let me lend a hand, too. You don't even read them. You just say, I'm sure you guys can read. You're lazy sod. Yeah. I mean, I could do that, but I do find it fun. When I used to watch streams more than I actually streamed, and I don't do it as much anymore. I'll watch like you guys, like Hakiri and Scoob and, you know, any other circle of people that stream. So I usually pop into your guys' stream and watch, but I don't watch like the big streamers like I used to. But there used to be a couple big streamers that I used to watch, and, you know, they'd play RPGs pretty frequently, but they'd read out all the text. Sometimes they'd do little voices, and, you know, sometimes they'd just read straight through it, but they'd read it. And that's kind of what I got used to. So it's like when I started streaming myself, that's what I wanted to like emulate, basically. So anytime I do a older game where there's no voice acting or text, I'll usually just read it out. And it helps too, because a lot of times when I'd be watching those streams, you know, sometimes I wouldn't even be watching like the actual stream. I'd like have it on and hear the audio. So I would like it because if I didn't have my eyes on the screen, I could at least know what's going on in the game. But you know, some people like it, some people don't. I don't see that there's one way that's preferable over the other, depending on the streaming style. So, but I don't know. It's just what I don't want to say grew up, because it makes it sound like I was a kid when I was watching streams when I was just like in my 20s. But yeah, it's like when I started watching streams, that's what I just got used to. So it's just what I want to do now. All right, let's get some rest. I'd say anybody that like goes back and watches any of the VODs that I have, I probably get the most out there with reading the text with Skies of Arcadia or Final Fantasy IX. I think either one of those games, I was like going way off the wall and doing like all sorts of voices and shit. And it's like I said earlier, it was like these days, it's like I don't really want to like go too out there, but I'll do a little bit just because I find it more fun. Some people might find it cring or whatever, but it's like, I don't really care these days. Oh, you guys have like worse materia than the slums we were in. Oh no, I guess that was Kalm, never mind. It's like the last time I got materia, there was like a bunch to choose from. I'm gonna get some more hypers because I think everybody's got saddened. Alright. Let's see what we could do here. I think you have to like put money in order to get like better units. I don't remember for sure, but if that's the case, then we might not be able to do like too much, but we'll see. Money at this point in the game is a bit of a commodity. Thanks for accepting. Let me explain our strategy. The enemy will climb the mountain looking for the reactor. We will leave a trap for them and hire soldiers to protect the area. Well, that's all. It's a hell of a strategy you got there, but this village doesn't have any money. Even if we wanted to fight, our hands are tied because we're broke. If we hired soldiers, we would need 400 gil, so if we hire 20 soldiers, we must have 8,000 gil. Good lord. So if you folks have the time, we would like to use your own money, you to use your own money to hire these soldiers, thanks. Buy the trap, set it up, and command the troops. If you press for time, we'd like you to help us with the money. If you can give us the money, we can then hire soldiers with the funds and block Shinra's attacks. We know that what we're asking is selfish. We've sent our wives and children to another village. We are resigned to our fate. Let's go back to square one. If the enemy penetrates our shed, you'll have to fight them immediately. Well, just because you lost once, it's not the end of the world, but if you lose repeatedly, it could be dangerous. Now then, is there anything you wish to ask? No? Hey, this one climbing up here looks like they'd be just right. Please, any help is appreciated. We have 15,000 gil right now. We need 3,000 for each battle. That's asking a lot. I already gave you money. Alright. Well, I just gave you money. He's like, we need 3,000 gil, and then now he's asking for 4,000 after I just back out of it. It's like, I want to help right now, but why do we need, like, more money? Nah. Wait. Okay. No, I definitely gave him money. Because I had more than 2,000 when I backed out of the shop earlier. I had like 5,000. So yeah, no, that would make sense. So I gave him 3,000, and now he says he needs... What is going on here? Did the guy just steal my money? I'm resetting the game. We just saved. I think I got ripped off. I got swindled. Yeah, you're right. So I'll give him 4,000. If 4,000 is all he needs, I'll give him 4,000. But I'm not giving him like all of my money. I couldn't even afford what he asked for because he asked for 3,000 and then he asked for 4,000 after. And it's like I got 5,000 total. I'll give you money to start the battle because I want to see it. But you know, it has to work within my limitations. What is this? Anything? Alright. Yep, there it is. The old condor. Alright, we'll go through all this again. Wives and children resigned to our fate. Let me ask about the funding. We have 15,000 right now. We need 3,000 for each battle. Okay, I'm just gonna say I can't help you right now. Enough. Actually, I have that, don't I?
Enough.
Hey, this one climbing up here looks like they'd be just right. Please, any help is appreciated. Preparations ready. Okay, ready. You have 10 enemies. There appear to be many beasts, so you may want to deploy more attackers. Wait, how do I... Okay, so how do I do that? Okay, did the game freeze? What is going on? Okay, here we go. It just took a while to load, I guess. Alright, so here's the old Fort Condor method. There was a number of different troops that you can have. You can tell their strengths and weaknesses against certain enemy types. It's, you know, they sort of replicated this with the board game type thing in a Rebirth, but something about it was a little weird. It definitely felt more streamlined, I think. I think I sort of preferred this sort of tower defense method. Set like different types just to see what happens. Alright, we got 6 units up. Let's see how it works. I'll get the speed up. I don't know if I... Okay, I can. I was like, I don't know if I can actually set different units while we've already started the game, but it looks like I can. We have Beast. type units. And again, it's like they explain it, but even if your defenses get breached, you know, you still have to do a battle if they get up to the shacks. So I would have to think, and I don't remember, it didn't happen too often for me, but I would have to think that fighting enemies in like a combat situation, like a real combat, not this like tower defense type thing, would be easier. Pretty easy to get through. Seeing a lot of enemies now, so I'm like, oh, maybe popping a few more on the field won't be so bad. Yep, keep attacking. Something about this seems like so jank too. It's like it's surprising that they even got this done, but there's definitely a degree of sophistication that this lacks. But it's still fine. Keep at it. I don't even know if those boulder traps are worth, like, even setting up. Ooh, 35. Oh, we got a big guy. I'm gonna start moving my units kind of more to the center. Just to wait to see where this guy goes off to. Attack! If I get that big guy kind of like right into this area, he might be able to get hit by those boulder traps too, so I might pull some of these guys back a little bit just so we can sort of get them there. But everything in this game, like this minigame, moves so damn slow. I will put one person kind of like right where I want him to be. Hopefully he comes up the middle here. I don't know if he's gonna like move out of the way or something. Yeah. Everybody got to the desired position. I get it. Oh, you could remove those guys. I wonder if it gives you your money back if you remove them from the field. I think he's heading up the middle. If I could just get him up just a little bit higher, he might be get hit by those boulders. Oh, 50. Ugh. Alright, sorry, big guy. I don't think he's going to survive the encounter, but... he died immediately after. He's getting hit a lot. Oh, there he goes. Not a bad idea. We just, surprisingly, I think just lost the one unit. Oh, that was good. But Shinn's troops will be back. Be sure and scout the area well. We don't know when they'll attack again. We have 8 allies left, so here's 1600 gil. Oh yeah, I found this just now on the battlefield. Maybe it'll come in handy for you guys. Ooh, we got a magic comb. I don't even know what that is or what it does. Is that some kind of accessory? I don't think they list the accessories in the item menu. Maybe it was. I don't know what that was. Oh, what? Maybe it's a... yeah, okay. It's a red 13 weapon. I'm surprised I missed that. I'm just going through the items because that should have been in the item menu. Alright, well, we got to see it once. I'm happy with that. I might come back to this on my own time and see about completing this, or maybe getting to a point where we can do that. I don't know. I don't know how far we're going to get tonight. If we get up to the upper area in Junon, then we ain't coming back here for a while. So, maybe, we'll see. We do kind of have other pressing things we want to get to, though. I definitely want to see if I can get Yuffie, because I think at this point we should be able to get Yuffie. So, I'm going to see if we can nab her. We need to find a forested area, which I believe is accessible after you get out of the Mithril Cave. I just have to pull up a guide to, you have to, like, give her very specific responses if you want her to join the party, so I just need to see what we need to say to her. I bet you if I pull up the dialogue sequence, like when it comes up in game, I'll probably remember. Because they were, like, very strange responses, but still, better safe than sorry. Anyway, here's some forested areas, so even, like, right in here. I don't even think that'll be all that effective. Yes, indeed. Ninja Girl. You can get her pretty early in the game. Not like Midgar early. This is about as early as you can nab her. She's found specifically in a forested area. And she's a random encounter when you first see her, so I'm surprised Grand Spark isn't an enemy skill. I think Tifa does have the enemy skill attached. I remember when I first tried to get it, the first time I played this game, I don't think I even had Yuffie in the party. I don't think I ever got her. Or if I did, I got her like super, super late in the game. But I remember when one of the earliest times I was like attempting to actually get her, it took a long time to find her in a random encounter. It was kind of sucked, but yeah, no, it's just how these things happen sometimes. all RNG based and whatnot. Get on it, Cloud. Tifa not the greatest healer, but I needed to saddle her with the cure materias, just so we're making sure we get some AP into him. I don't think, I mean, I could be wrong about this, I should probably look it up at some point, but I don't think AP carries over into party members that are not in battle like it does in, you know, some of the newer games. I think that is an advent and quality of life feature of later video games, but not something that's greatly featured in older games. Shit, I didn't actually mean to heal Cloud. Oh no, I healed Tifa. Well, that works out. I think there's a cover materia. I should probably get that on Cloud because he's the one that can take most of the damage. I mean, even he's sort of getting his ass kicked by these guys, but do a better job than some of the other ones. Or maybe I should just swap out Tifa or Red for Barret. Somebody that could actually take some hits. Got this matcher magic, I should make some use of that. Actually, this flame... Oh, no, it doesn't. Flamethrower affected all enemies. That would have been a nice one. No, it doesn't need to be a specific forest. I think it just needs to be activated within a forest biome, basically. She's only going to appear with that particular background, if you want to boil it down to something as simple as that. So, it doesn't need to be a specific one, but it needs to be within a forest. If you try to, you know, engage a battle on the grass, or in a beach, or anything else, she's not going to appear. It specifically needs to be a forest, but it doesn't need to be a particular forest. I'm gonna keep using this matcher magic. I think it's one of the better enemy skills that we can get right now. Nice. I'll move into the smaller one. Yeah, there she is! Alright, I don't think we need to do anything particular for this. We just need to defeat her. Okay. I'm pretty sure we just need to defeat her. I don't think we need to do anything else. Okay, Yuffie theme. You gotta be careful here. If you go to the save point, she's gonna disappear on you. So... Alright, here we go. Alright, I got it. The Yuffie theme. It's the one that she was constantly singing to herself in Rebirth. Man, I can't believe I lost. You spiky-headed jerk. One more time. Let's go one more time. Not interested. There she goes, punching the air. Thinking of running away? Stay and fight. Fight, I said. Come on. What's the matter? Pretty scared of me, huh? Petrified. Just as I thought. What do you expect with my skills? Good luck to you guys. If you feel up to it, we can go another round. Later. I'm really gonna leave. Really? Wait a second. What is it? You still have something for me? So is that it? I know you want my help because I'm so good. You want me to go with you? That's right. Thought so. You put me in a spot. What should I do? But if you want me that bad, I can't refuse. Alright, I'll go with you. Even here, it's like you can't even ask what her name is. You just have to, like, let's hurry on. Huh? Hey! Wait, I haven't even told you my name. Didn't ask. Yuffie, or as all the kids on the school grounds used to say, Yuffie. I'm Yuffie. Good to meet you. Just as I planned. Now all I have to do is a little this and a little that. Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. She turned into one of the Three Stooges. Hey, wait up. Wait for me.
No!
Alright, just like that, we got Yuffie. There she is, all grinning and shit. Actually, I can't swap out Cloud from the party, can I? Nope. Alright, that's fine. I kind of want her in the party, to be quite honest, but I don't know how good she's going to be. It's fun having her in as early as possible. Unfortunately, unlike Rebirth, and this is one of the things I loved about Rebirth, was just how much they expanded Yuffie and her character and everything else. So I should probably save too. You never know. Sometimes it's a real pain in the ass to get her. Like the encounter rate for her is, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is on a technical level. Maybe somebody has dug into the code or something like that and can figure it out. But I swear, there's been some times where it's taken like an hour or more to actually get her to pop up. So I'm sort of relatively surprised we got her as quickly as we did. But anyway, it's fun having her in early in the party because there's some very specific cuts, like things that she can do in particular moments in the game if you have her in the party. And it's nothing that grand. And what I was going to say is, like, what I love about what they did with Rebirth was they expanded her role significantly. which they didn't do with this one, and I feel like because you can go through the whole game without actually getting Yuffie. Yuffie and Vincent are optional party members, and while they each have kind of their own story, and that's like where they get their chance to shine the most, they have certain segments and certain spots in the game where you can sort of dig into their backstory and they can have character interactions. Unfortunately, when it comes to like a lot of the other segments in the game, they don't have a huge role to play. Every once in a while you get a little something, but unlike with pretty much every character, Tifa, Aerith, Barrett, where they all have dialogue and they're intertwined with scenes, it's not really the case for Yuffie and Vincent. They don't really give them a whole lot outside of their very specific story segments. So it's nice in Rebirth that they're so much more integrated. At least in the case of Yuffie, you get Vincent fairly last minute in Rebirth, but with Yuffie, she's so much more integrated into the story, which is kind of cool. Sort of get a chance to redo things and experience the Final Fantasy VII worlds with more of her character involvement. There's ever moments where I'm walking instead of running. I don't think there's like an option where you could just constantly be running. I think you have to hold down the X button. But if there's moments where I am just walking, it's usually because I'm grabbing my water bottle. And that symbol clash. Okay, I don't know. I think I want to have red, and the problem here becomes when it comes to like the limit break stuff. I should probably remove her materia actually. But yeah, the problem becomes when it comes to limit breaks. It's like sort of getting that second tier in whatever level you're in. That's like the easy part, but the harder part is like once you're trying to move on to the next level of limit break, it's like you have to have X amount of kills, and it's like I think they have to be in the party because they're not going to be able to move up without that battle screen popping up at the end of the battle. So I guess at this point I'm just kind of focusing on getting everybody to their second tier within level 1. She's actually got a decent piece of armor. So I'll have Yuffie in the party now, just in interest of doing that. I don't think throw is going to be all that great right now. Can I guess I can't. Shit. No way for me to organize the materia automatically. It's just going to have to be something that is done manually if I even want to do it. Yeah, materia management was not as big of a problem as I probably thought it was going to be in Rebirth, which was nice. I mean, one, party members that had materia equipped would still get AP even if they're not in the actual battle, so obviously that's great. But also it seemed like we had a lot of like materia slots, basically, whether it be in weapons or armor for the type of materia that we had. And there wasn't like a whole lot of materia just in general. It was pretty condensed throughout the majority of the game. We didn't start getting into like a bunch of different things in Rebirth until probably like 3/4 in. And it's like with this game right off the bat, you know, there's already, you know, a couple dozen or 3 dozen types of materia that you can equip, and it's like, I ain't got the space for it. I wish I could equip all of it, but I can't. Alright, so we're looking at heading to the Junon area. Okay, here we go. Like, it should be around here somewhere. trying to follow the... I guess we could make the map bigger. There are like these points on the map. Now, what the hell is that? Hellrider version 2. Electromag. I don't even remember this enemy. This is a weird looking one. Oh, I was like, who did it even hit? Simple enough, I guess. The map scared me. I'm gonna save right outside Junon because I might want to go back and do some of the Fort Condor stuff on my own time, because I feel like once you get across the ocean to Costa del Sol, I don't remember it being easy to get back. I don't think you could just like take a boat like, hey, can you get me back over to Junon? Because I don't think that's how it works. I don't know, I could be wrong, but just in case I feel like doing all this stuff over again. I mean, I did it for Rebirth, so no sense why I wouldn't be able to do it now. What happened to this town? It's so run down. Everybody got out of him just for that. Wow, now this is rare. We almost never have anyone other than the Shinra people visit this town. Alright, so the under Junon section. This looks like an inn, maybe. Out of the way! If you see a weapon you want, you better buy it. I know, old man, I just bought weapons fairly recently. Let's see what you got. Got a couple mithril or a couple people that could benefit from mithril armlets. I don't know if it'd be like super worth it though. Oh, I already have like one. Yeah, I don't think I need to get that. I was like, I already have one unequipped that I could pop on somebody if I really felt like it. Bunch of old geezers in this town. They ain't moving up into the upper Junon area. I want to say there's an item up here. Let me see. Maybe not. That might just be where somebody is later on. All right. Hey, this is Shinra Inc.'s elevator. Don't be snooping around here. Me? Snooping? What kind of place is this? Who are you people? Where did you come from? Did you see a man with a black cape? Never seen that fella before. Ever since Shinra built that city above during the war, there's been no fish in the water. It's got so polluted. Almost looks like a path we could go down, but I guess I can't. Hey, Mr. Dolphin! There he is! My name is Priscilla. Now you say it. Dolphins don't talk. Who are you guys? Are you members of the Shinra Inc.? Like everybody calls it, Shinra Incorporated. They can't just call it Shinra. Hey, watch your mouth. We hate the Shinra. That's how it is. I don't believe you. Get out of here. Great. Oh shit, I forgot there was a boss battle here, actually. Hey, it's a monster. Good thing we saved outside of the town. I mean, there's a boss battle in Rebirth, too. I just completely forgot about the boss battle here. Be careful, Mr. Dolphin. What are you doing? Hey, hold on. We're coming. I didn't even get a chance to heal it in or anything. Bottom swell. Gonna make your bottom swell. Oh yeah, okay. It's like I knew there was a reason why I wanted to do that. He's susceptible to poison. Grease lightning. Going by Pokemon elemental status effects, see if lightning works on water type stuff. We haven't seen the summon yet. We could do that. Wait, Red has sense? Cloud has sense too. We gotta take that materia off. Moonstrike. Goddamn. Gets to attack 3 times in a row. I mean, I guess we have 3 party members, so whatever. I always like that boom graphic for whatever reason. I think it just looks so different compared to everything else. He's having convulsions. Weak against the wind, okay. I don't think we have wind materia. Oh, this thing. It makes one of those bubbles. The same thing happens when you fight Reno. He, like, puts a pyramid over certain characters. And then if everybody gets a pyramid over them, then they, oh, you know what? It might be magic based. If everybody gets a pyramid over them, then the battle's over and everybody dies. Yeah, with Reno's you could attack it with this bubble thing. It needs to be magic to dispel it, so be careful about that. Natural magic is a non-elemental magic. I wonder how well that will work. Oh shit. Whatever. I'm gonna put a hyper on Yuffie. Give her that fury. Is he dying? What the hell's happening? Okay. I guess he has 2, like, suicide attacks. It's like I couldn't select him to attack, so what's happening here? Thank you. Not the hardest boss battle. I wasn't exactly prepared for it, but I should switch that soundbite to Final Fantasy VII's victory music. I just did 9 because that's my favorite one. But yeah, in light of what we're playing, I should probably switch it over to Final Fantasy VII's victory. This is bad. You don't think she's dead, do you? I can't tell if, like, Red is licking his paw or if he's just shaking his head. Priscilla! Nope. She's not breathing. Hey, that's it. Young man, CPR now. Mouth to mouth? Do it, Cloud. You were in the same position. You didn't want CPR. But she's just a girl. You know I can't. Thanks, Red. What? You don't know how? Come over here, I'll show you. Okay, well, why don't you do it then? Guess I gotta do it. Just take a deep breath, hold in, and breathe into her. Hurry up and do it. Maybe he's got old lungs. Push the square button once, and it starts the CPR gauge. Push it again, and it stops the gauge. See, this is a weird minigame. Gotta get a full breath. I probably shouldn't be playing this through the OBS preview because it might be sensitive as to how far you need to go. I think it needs to be like full. I don't think it's a matter of how many times you do it. I think it's like if you get it up to the top. I remember the first time I streamed this game. It's like, I don't understand how you're supposed to do this. And it took me a while to actually get the concept of it. Oh, no, that was it. Okay, I thought it was like at the very, very top, but no. It's like right underneath it. It might not even, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need to be all the way at the top, I'm not too sure. I remember looking at it in the guide and even like reading about it, and the guide was confusing. The official Prima video game guide. Oh, there we go. Even though I had done top of the gauge several times. A couple times at least. Hey, Priscilla, are you alright? And off they go. Hey, come in for a while. Thanks. I heard what happened. You've done so much for Priscilla. You all must be tired. If you want to get some rest, stay here. Alright. I am a little bit weary. What's up, Munchie King? Welcome back, Queen of the Desert. Morning, how you doing? I mean, it's late evening for me. Make yourselves at home. Want to rest? You bet. Oh wait, I chose the wrong one. Can I like? I don't get the choice to do it anymore. I guess not. So this Queen of the Desert Aussie indie film. Very fun. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I can actually get outside of town, which is good. But I still would have liked to have rested in the inn. Despite the fact that I said, nah, we'll do it later, but, you know. Ah, here we go. Oh, see, and then they switched the option up here. Because it's usually the first option. Like, yes, I would like to. What's this, Priscilla? She is, I don't know, she's just a little girl that was playing around with a dolphin, and then she got attacked by a giant sea monster. And then she drowned, and we had to give her CPR. That reminds me. You again? Who are you? You'll find out soon. But more importantly, 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Nibelheim? When you went to Mount Nebel then, Tifa was your guide, right? Yeah, I was surprised. Very different character, yes. I would imagine so. She doesn't quite seem like Queen material. But where was Tifa other than that? I don't know. It was a great chance for you two to see each other again. You're right. Why couldn't you see each other alone? I don't know. I can't remember clearly. Why don't you try asking, Tifa? Yeah. Then get up. Hey, wake up. Wake up, Cloud. Tifa. When Sephiroth and I went to Nibelheim, where were you? We saw each other, right? The other time. No, it was 5 years ago. I don't remember. But something seems strange outside. Cloud, come quick. Ah, the old Shinra parade music. For the past few decades, the only thing I've been hearing about is the Shinra. I miss the times when we used to talk about only fish. Yeah, I was always big on fish conversations. What's this loud music? It's giving me a headache. Doesn't it seem a little strange? Everything getting so noisy all of a sudden? I heard that girl regained consciousness. Eris is the only one that's like actually concerned about her. Seems like something's going on up there. Does this have something to do with the Shinra? I don't know. Probably. Hey, there she is. There's Priscilla. Priscilla? Are you alright now? Thanks for helping. I'm sorry, I mistook you for one of those Shinra. One of those Shinra Incorporated? That's alright. I'll give you something special. Yeah, she's not the queen of the desert, unfortunately. It's an amulet. Take good care of it, okay? Shiva materia, holy shit. That's pretty good just to be like getting. What's that music? Sure sounds lively. I heard they're rehearsing the reception for the new Shinra president. Rufus? I gotta pay my respects. Grandpa and Grandma told me this beach was beautiful when they were small. But after the Shinra built that city above, the sun stopped shining here. The water got polluted. Spoiler alert, it's a bus through the Aussie outback. Oh, okay, so it's not an actual person. Why am I thinking of, oh, is it Men Without Hats? I don't know. I just seem to remember, like, Tanalorn being on the grill. Was it a bus? Or was it, like, a Jeep or something? I don't remember. I was raised on that story, and I hate Shinra so much I could die. Alright. In memoriam of Terrence Stamp's lover. Did he? Yeah, he must be dead by now. Whatever happened to Terrence Stamp? He had a few like good roles in like the 70s and 80s. I thought I remember him doing like some voice roles, like either in the late 90s or into the 2000s, but I haven't really heard a whole lot about him lately. You think Rufus is thinking about crossing the ocean from here too? What? Does that mean Sephiroth already crossed the ocean? Cloud, didn't you finish Rufus off? I never said that. I remember Zod for sure. Yeah, Bernadette. We gotta get to the town up there. Maybe we could climb the tower? No, there's a high voltage current running underneath the tower. Don't wander near it, it's dangerous. But you might be able to if Mr. Dolphin helps you. Follow me. Fine. See what this Mr. Dolphin's about. High voltage tower? I guess this means Cloud will be alright. Yeah, better leave it to Cloud. We're counting on you, Cloud. Hey, wait a second. It just branches off. Don't you just hate this? You're probably right. Like mid-conversation. Aren't you going to follow her? That looks like a Shinra soldier. Yeah, I'd like to take a good look at the new president of Shinra Incorporated. Friends call him Bernie. His friend insults him with his given name. Ralph. It's an odd name. Oh, no party members. That means this would be a bad spot to, like, stop and grind. I guess I'll have to save in, yeah, we'll save in this spot. Film so good, Terrence Stamp needs no upgrade. Show must go on. Yes, indeed. Let's do the Mr. Dolphin thing. Wait a minute. We don't have to do any, like, antics where we're swimming through hoops or whatever, but we do have to do this, it's a weird thing. Now ain't that something? I ain't never seen no dolphin jump like that. Also, he smashes a wine bottle across the front of the bus in memoriam. Sometimes they christen vessels like that, so it might be a harken back to the old days with ships and such, too. Pretty cool, huh? When I blow this whistle, Mr. Dolphin jumps for me. Here, this is for you, Cloud. A gift? What am I supposed to do with it? Just go in the water, blow this whistle, and Mr. Dolphin will jump you to the top of the pole. Alright. Jump to the top of the pole. See that rod sticking out of the top? If you jump just right, you can climb to the top of the town. Good luck, Cloud. If you make it, we'll follow you. Whoa, I'll hold the PHS for you. It'll break if it gets wet. You want to jump with Mr. Dolphin? Yeah, sure. Memoriam, I got you. You need to, there's a very specific spot where you needed to be in order to get this to work, but I don't remember where it was. I guess we kind of figure it out once you sort of see where he goes. Oh, that actually seemed like it's pretty damn close. Hold on. Thought I remember it being in the shade somewhere. Hey, there we go. I didn't even take that. Out of all the times I played this game, that might be like the quickest I've ever done it. I remember specifically in the game guide for this. Oh boy, the FMVs. The disc might be a little scratched. Specifically for the game guide, they showed like a circle that showed the point where you're supposed to do the jump from, and it like never seemed like it was quite right. I don't know what the problem was, but uh-oh, that's not good. Now, granted, I will say that the, oh shit, this might not be great if I want to do this like on an actual console, but every once in a while, it does seem like the PS2 Slim is not able to read a, it's not a glitch, it's probably the disc, and more so, it's probably the optical reader. But, I mean, you're right. PS1 games sometimes had glitches and stuff, but I think in this case, it's just my disc might be a little bit scratched, or the optical drive is not that great for the PS2 Slim that I have. Every once in a while, I'll switch over to the PS2 Fat, and the optical drive seems to work a little bit better with that one, but only for like specific games. It's really weird. You bought the alpha prototype? Is that a game? Or is that something else? It was glitchy. I mean, that could also just be the quality of games at the time, too. There were plenty of games back in the day where, you know, quality control wasn't quite as good. You had to trick the CD reading laser. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you could do that where you could, like, pop open the... See, but that was like with the original PS1 and not the PS2, so I don't know if it will work quite the same. But sometimes you could pop the lid open and then have it like restart the optical drive. And sometimes I could get it to work, but I don't know if it would work in this particular case. Day's not been too bad. Tried to get some grocery shopping done, and right when I get to the grocery store, I went late, but I even looked online. It said they were open until like 11 p.m., and when I get there, they're like closing up. I get there at like maybe 8:50 or something like that, and they shut the lights off. I'm like, ah, shit. Guess I'll go tomorrow, but yeah, I can't even reset this with the in-game prompt. Oh, well. We can restart the console, but I get the feeling like if I try to do that again, that it'll probably just end up stopping at the same spot. Because for whatever reason, FMVs are always the hardest thing to read. It's like they're always like on a portion of the disk that seemingly is, I don't know, buried a bunch of other data or something. Oh no, I'm good. I already had dinner. It was just so fortunately it wasn't a case where it was like, oh, I'm not gonna have anything to eat. But just like groceries for until the next time I need to go to the grocery store. But you know, I usually pick up some fruit or some stuff I could cook up, but I still got things. Alright, we'll see if this boots up, and I don't know if it doesn't. There might not be too much we could do here. I'm usually a late streamer, so I've gotten a handful of people. But you're from Victoria. I've gotten a handful of people from Australia and New Zealand. Kind of in that area. Alright, let me see. Let's try this again. We'll try the dolphin segment, see if the FMV loads up this time. I feel like, I mean, there was a point in time where there was a local game shop around here. There still is, I guess, but I was taking a lot of my old games to them to get them, like, preemptively buffed, just to make sure that I'm not going to have any problems with them, especially, like, some of the stuff that I've had for a long time and possibly even lent out to some people because, you know, over time, these discs end up getting scratched for whatever reason. So I was taking, like, a bunch of stuff over to them. And I remember taking, like, games like Tomb Raider in particular, and like I even tried to play those on a console, and by the time we were getting to like Tomb Raider 3 and 4 and 5, it was like getting to a point where like I couldn't, like the games wouldn't be read, and he was usually at like the cutscene segments, so. Oh, I don't give out real name, but you know, most people call me Sev or S7 or 7. 7 is the most common one. Hey, look at that. We got up here immediately. Oh, whoa. We just kind of skipped on up there, but we got up there. And it was just that. I mean, just that one little FMV cutscene. Yeah, they were glitchy back in the day. I got you. This was prototype ones. I think especially in that area, there was a lot of people have access to like a lot of early games because a lot of stuff was coming out of Japan, and at that time, sort of in that area, I've seen so many people that have like so many relics have like prototype consoles or just old games, like big video game collections in that area, just because they were getting so much stuff from Japan easily, where it was a little bit harder if you were like in the States or far off into Europe or whatever. Anyway, there's the High Wind. It looks so much more low tech, I think, in this game than it does in Rebirth. Obviously, it still has sort of like the old school airship feel, what they did in Rebirth, but at the same time, it looks like such a much more futuristic ship than it does here. Here, it kind of just looks a little rickety. Didn't have to wait in line, just cost 500, just guess it's 800 now. Hey, still dressed like that? Come here. Hey, rookie, can't you hear me? Come over here. Here, get in the room. Okay. Today's the big day. We welcome President Rufus. Hurry up and change. It's the Shinra uniform. Sure. Brings back memories. Quit yapping, hurry up. Shinra uniform. I was so proud of this when I first put it on. Not too much different from what you're currently wearing, Cloud. I wonder when it was. Couldn't stand wearing this thing anymore. Wow, you look good in it. Bet you can make this less dull than it is. I don't mind this part. I always like the running around Junon. Junon was such an interesting area, too. You remember the greeting procedure, right? Look on your face as you forgot. All right, I'll show you again. Commander, we'll help too. This is how you to do it. We'll sing too. Oh no, that's all right. All right, show 'em. Now march. This is the welcoming march. Then I'll sing along with you. I'm not going through the singing parts. Keep a step with the soldier next to you and march smoothly. Once you're all in step, shoulder your gun. Got it? Not sure exactly what all's going in here, but yeah, I think I got the gist of it. Good. Make sure you do well at the real parade. Rufus has arrived. Preparation complete. Alright, showtime. Don't disgrace yourselves. Too late! I don't remember if we might. Alright, shit. You know, I gotta say, there's a lot of sequences in Rebirth where I actually preferred the original to what they did in Rebirth, but I think I might prefer Rebirth's redoing of this. Begin the welcoming parade. Those miners. Hey, what's up, Mythical? Yeah, we're doing the OG. I'll play up to about where Rebirth ended, so I got a ways to go yet. Begin the welcoming parade. Hey, there he is. What kind of car is that? I just walk back in here. Shipping the material out of, what is it, Gaia? Schlepping? What do you mean, the planet in Final Fantasy VII? I don't think they ever give it a name. I think they just call it the planet. When they do, when Sephiroth does like his massive attack in his final form, whatever the hell that was, I forget what they call it, but they're the third planet from the sun, and they have all the regular planets. You know, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. It's like, you see all that shit. So you would think that it's Earth, but I don't think they ever refer to the planet as Earth. And the core would be Shinra, I guess, if that's what you're referring to. You know what? Okay, so I think we get like locked into a big sequence here. And I think I might want to do this next time. Because this kind of gets into a sort of lengthy portion of the game where we sort of get locked into some stuff. And again, I don't know if I want to go back and do like the whole Junon area stuff again, like on my own time. Maybe. It kind of depends on how long it takes. I need to like do a little bit of research into it, but still, might not be a bad idea to get that taken care of before we actually get out of Junon. Maybe even just for the Phoenix materia itself. But still, I think I'm going to have to pause here. We've been going a long time anyway. I mean, it hasn't been one of my longest streams, but still 3.5 hours. Ain't nothing to scoff at. So, we'll put kibosh in this. I might come back with more Final Fantasy VII Friday or something like that. I think if I stream tomorrow, we'll probably do some of that Lord of the Rings Conquest. And we'll see about getting that secondary part of that done. If that ends up, that might end up being pretty short. So if that ends up being short, I don't know. I might either move on to the Matrix game that I wanted to play, or we might just do more of this. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you. I appreciate that. A cool radio voice, more treble. That's just my natural speaking voice. So I think there's plenty of bass. Anyway, we're gonna call it here, and I will try to be back tomorrow. We'll see what we could do.